So good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another live show of PD's Football Live Show. We are finally back, as we've had a break from last week from doing it, but we are finally back now. We've got a lot of things to talk through again. I mean, 3 wins in a row we've picked up. We had 6 wins in a row. And, of course, so we'll talk about the past 3 games that have been mentioned yet. Of course, it will be, Leicester, Palace, and, of course, our win yesterday against Norwich City. So we'll definitely discuss all of them, discuss where can we now finish throughout the rest of the season. Top 10. I've said it's possible. You never know. And we'll also rattle through the games that took place from also the rest of the weekend as well. And you know what else comes up when we hit an hour of the show? Some more food picks the show. And the Chippers, as always, just shaking his head as to say, oh God, what's he got in store today? We've got Mason. Evening, Pete. Evening. Hope you're well. Very well. We'll get Chippers in. And we've also got Luca.
Yes,
who's
big up,
coming in.
big up. How are you?
Good. Yes, not too bad.
Yeah, I'm good,
Absolutely. Man. Good. Well, we'll start with Chippers. Safety for next season.
Aye, pretty comfortable at the end, isn't it? Considering we didn't win a game in 14. I mean, it's ridiculous. Well, like, but United.
Aye, I mean, who would have thought we would have got to this place, considering the start of the season? But, it's just been phenomenal. I mean, the game yesterday, how comfortable was it for us?
We're scrappy first. Like, I've been away all weekend, so I've only just seen it. Like, I seen it last night. I watched it back. The first half an hour, I thought we were a bit scrappy, and I thought, and then as soon as we scored, yeah, that was it. That was just the game was killed it straight away because they just looked like a relegated side, didn't they? They just looked beat.
Yeah, so. I mean, they are. I mean, we didn't win there since 1994, and that's another rot we've stopped.
I was going to say, we seem to be doing that last season. We seem to be stopping the rots against teams this season, haven't we?
Absolutely, that's the thing. I mean, of course, go back. How amazing has Bruno been in this side?
He hasn't been bad, has he? To be fair, I mean, what's he scored 4 goals now? I mean, I bet Lucas kicking his heels out inside. I bet Arsenal didn't get him now.
Yeah. I think because Arsenal were desperately wanting him as well. So, but I mean, you look at the third goal he scored yesterday. I know Tim Krul makes an absolute hash of his pass, but the way Bruno just lifts that over him is just absolutely fun.
Takes the piss, doesn't he? Took the piss, didn't he, by doing it?
And going to Joe Linton, playing with his 100th appearance for the club, he gets himself 2 goals yesterday, which was absolutely good as well. I mean, particularly the first goal he scores where he just puts his foot through that. And
where's he shooting been last season? Where's he shooting been last season if he can shoot like that? I just think how's he scored that goal considering the amount of times he's been in the box this season. He's just looked powder puff. I mean,
it has, but he's just fantastic yesterday. I think everyone played well yesterday. Sean Longstaff, I'm just not convinced at the moment.
No, it's time for him to go. He needs a new challenge somewhere else, and it's not. Yeah, I mean, he's out of contract in the summer. Let him go. That's all I'd say.
Absolutely. Look, of course, your side won against Man United 3-1 in the early kickoff.
And Manchester United, and it's been a good week. And the thing is, right, a few weeks ago, I was saying on my channel, I thought top 4 was over. We're in the top 4. But once again, Spurs dropping points.
Yes,
United are in the mud. Yes, 5 games to go now. So let's hope we can get into the top 4. Could be our year where we finally get back into the Champions League.
Could well be. I mean, Man United, they're just an absolute, they're just in complete and utter free fall.
They are.
I mean, Ronaldo, of course, he gets his he gets
man.
his.
Sad news for that, man. Sad news, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So, of course, our thoughts go out to him and the rest of his family about one of the deaths of his child.
Yeah.
He did score his 100th goal. I mean, but Fernandez's penalty. I mean,
You know
that
what,
was.
right? The thing is, yesterday, right? Like, I thought the Fernandez penalty situation, I was getting really worried, man. I could feel like my heart was pumping and all that stuff when it was 2-1. Man United could have easily walked away and even got a point out of that game. Whereas the second half, they were the better side until we scored the third goal. And for me, that penalty he missed, what I don't understand is, right, and I'm glad that they missed it, right, because I'm an Arsenal fan, is that why didn't Cristiano Ronaldo not step up and take it? Because he hardly never misses penalties anyway.
There was a lot of debate going on about that. Why did Fernandez take
I
it?
don't understand why. Like, is it because Ralph Ragnick probably wants a different spot? Because Saka's not normally our penalty taker, right?
No.
And for me, he scored in the last two, right? And the thing is, with the whole Bruno Fernandes situation, I don't understand why Manchester United could have had Cristiano Ronaldo taking it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just found that very bizarre, I must admit. But and then, of course, Xhaka, he scores an absolute outside the box.
He did. And for me, I think, talking about the game yesterday, I think Xhaka and Mohamed Elneny were good.
Yeah.
Look, obviously, I don't rate them, but they're playing much better, right? Xhaka had a great game against Chelsea, had a great game against Manchester United yesterday, and that's the third time he has scored a screamer against Manchester United against David De Gea now.
Yeah,
So for me, yesterday, I thought the first half we were the better team for half an hour. Manchester United, we kind of switched off a little bit, and then Manchester United going to score. It was a poor goal to concede for Aaron Ramsdale to concede for Cristiano Ronaldo. And for me, Ronaldo does what Ronaldo does. And for me, then second half, we were just all over the place. Tavares, for me, it was a good goal for him. He scored yesterday. But him giving the penalty away, I thought when Fernandes took that penalty, I thought, oh, Jesus, this is we're going to put on it again. Because United beat us at Old Trafford. And then after that, we just, and then they hit the post as well. And I've got to say, that's Manchester United's side and worst Man United side. That second half reminds me of the old Man United. That reminded me of the old Man United. Just one moment, they had good moments in that game, but they couldn't take their chances. And then we got the third goal. But I don't know if you watched the game or not because you were watching Newcastle and Norwich yesterday. But do you think the penalty situation from the Nketiah offside, do you think, and Saka's penalty, do you think that should have been counted? And also the third goal as well? Or
I mean, I think they got the penalty correct. Of course, Nketiah was offside, but I think they got the penalty decision correct.
Yeah.
I mean, so is the top four definitely happening, or do you think we'll still need a grade?
I don't want to get too overconfident and get too excited and get too carried away. But I said to myself, right, if results went our way before those two games, I wasn't confident against Chelsea. I predicted the draw against Manchester United, and then I predicted a loss to Chelsea. So for me, I was wrong, which was a good thing. So for me, now we've beaten Chelsea, now we're beating Manchester United. I think we can get top four now. A few weeks ago, I was saying no chance. But it's twists and turns, mate. Like this Premier League is just strange because
it is, isn't it?
It is because you have a look at you could mathematically, right? I'm not saying it will happen. You mathematically get eighth. Eighth. Because Wolves are dropping points, right?
I mean, 6 points behind them, aren't we? Yes, I believe it.
6 points of eighth place. There's a massive gap between top 6 and 8th and 9th, right?
Yeah.
8th place will be a great season for Newcastle. Coming from relegation, right? Steve Bruce putting you in the mud. And then 8th place, Newcastle. That will be a fantastic, especially with all the owners coming in, especially with all the money you're going to be getting. It's helped you in all that stuff. And for me, it's going to look good times for next season for you lot. And getting back to Arsenal, we've got 5 games. Obviously, we've still got to play you, of course. It's St James's Park. That'll be a difficult game. West Ham we've got next away. That's going to be a tough game. But they might be distracted because of the Europa League. They've lost Craig Dawson.
I've got to admit that I think that wasn't a sending off.
So you reckon?
I don't think there's a lot of contact in that.
Right.
I'm not sure about that.
It wasn't because it was definitely a penalty in my opinion. Like
I'm not too sure. Well, some people have said yes, some people have said no. I'm not too sure. I mean,
Jorginho missed the penalty, and then Chelsea obviously.
that was that.
How many penalties has Jorginho missed?
Yeah, I'll just rattle through some of those comments. Through Black White Eyes, Baz, great result. Pete Everton looks down and out. Is Everton's luck? Is Everton's luck gonna be running out now?
And Newcastle were in this situation before, and you managed to get out of the relegation zone.
Yep.
Because if Steve Bruce was still your manager, right, you would be in a relegation dog.
Oh yeah, 100%. We will be. I think we would be down. I think we'd be down about this point now.
And the difference between us and Everton is we actually have a manager who knows what he's doing. I think Lampard just looks utterly clueless. He's never been in the relegation battle before, and the players aren't good enough, and they're all aging players. I mean, Coleman playing the day right back against Salah, and players like that who have got pace to burn, and he's missed, he's injured. He's got glass legs. And like Richarlison, the day he was pathetic and all. I mean, I thought the way Everton.
Yeah, people could say, Sam, that Richarlison is a good player. Right, 50 million.
He's not.
He is poor, man.
The way Everton played today wasn't even football. It was just rugby, anti-football.
Yeah,
I didn't think they were. I only watched the first half, right? Because I didn't watch the second half because I got so bored of the first half. Right, first half was so dreadful. Right, I don't think it wasn't the best match. And then I watched the highlights, and I see Andy Robinson's goal and Divock Origi's goal. I thought Everton, right, weren't that bad in the first half. I just thought they couldn't get no service. There was a moment in the first half where they tried to get the ball to Richarlison, but Richarlison missed a touch, and then Everton were just defending, trying to play for a point. They missed Dominic Calvert-Lewin again. Yeah. So, and for me, nobody doesn't want Dominic Calvert-Lewin. For me, I was a massive fan of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but now I've got to a point. He's rubbish, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And for me, all the injuries knocked his career. And do you think Everton are going to go down? I think they will, man.
Yep.
It could well be.
I'll be very surprised because we've still got to play them at the end of the season. So
I know Everton. They've still got a couple of games in hand, I think, though, Everton. But it all depends.
Like games in hand, though. Like games in hand, or Leicester away, and I think it's.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember one, but there's only 2 games I can see them getting results from. Possibly is Brentford. Even Brentford at home. Brentford are a completely different team now to what they were with Ericsson. And then also Watford, was it Watford away? But Watford beat them 5-3, didn't they, early on in the season at Goodison? So
didn't they played Leicester already? Have they got to play Leicester again?
Yes,
because it was a rearranged fixture, I think, because of COVID or something.
Oh, okay, I understand.
So they've got to play them at the King Power.
The King Power.
Okay.
So we need to talk about a certain Merseyside team as well. Yeah, we've just been talking about them. Who also dollars be linked to go to Borough. I think that would be a bad move there for him. I think it's a keeper we need to move on. Louis, good evening. Hope you're well. Baz says his first touch, though, was first class for the goal. Other players would have tried to side-foot it, but he rolled it in front of him and then dinked it over the keeper. Just pure class. Again, he's on about Bruno's goal against Norwich yesterday. Is just absolutely fantastic.
Just to have the cheek to do it again. Hey, I'll chip a 7-foot goalkeeper. I mean,
yeah. Ian Baz says, I said Arsenal will get top 4 after the Chelsea result. If you do, he thinks you might say Gabriel Jesus. Is he a player you would take?
To be honest, I think he'll be a good signing, in my opinion. Like, a lot of people have said to me, I doubt it because, he just only scored. It doesn't matter if he scored 4 goals against Watford. I think he'll be a good signing. I don't think he's not the prime Aubameyang what he was before. But I don't know what the price value is, but I've heard that apparently he's quite cheap. So technically, I'd take him, man. Would you take him, Newcastle?
I think I probably would actually.
Yeah. Like, what do you think about Hayes as a player in general? Do you think he's good enough?
He's not a bad player at times. I mean, he can score some goals. I mean,
sometimes he is a bit hit and miss, but
he can be, yeah. But he's definitely, I think he's an improvement on our current strikers at the moment. Liverpool set a new record today, 85% of possession. That's Everton playing Bruce Ball. Well, there you are. And there we've got in.
Evening.
We got.
All right.
Yeah.
Even Baz said he would have Gabriel Jesus at Newcastle, only 25.
It's quite young. It's quite young. 25 years. They are taken.
Yeah, I think I would.
Not as a first choice striker, as a backup. So.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't mind a player like him. I mean, he's better than what we've got. You've got to admit, in terms of our strikers. Would you say, Sharky?
Is he better than Joe Linton?
Well, Joe Linton's got a new position now. That's the thing.
But
I know he played up front, but you'll see him back into the midfield because I think.
I'll be honest, I won't take Jesus just for one reason. I don't think Man City will sell to us because we're now then going to become a rival. So they'll probably want him to go elsewhere. But here as out, I think we'll go for other targets that are unknown. So do you know how we're getting sort of linked with the obvious sort of forwards? I think there'll be a forward out there who is probably not getting spoken about who might sign for it. That's what tends to happen anyway. It's how Man City did it with Jesus to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, could you understand, Steve? I mean, Eddie Howe rotate the changes against Norwich because games are coming a bit thick and fast, but it worked, which was good.
At the end of the day, you've got to take players out of the firing line sometimes, if they need a break.
Yep.
Obviously, tiredness, fatigue. And if you're playing players who are fatigued, then they're going to get injuries and that injury could get worse. So we can't afford to really.
So you can understand why Eddie recalled in the likes of Jacob Murphy, Willock. He brung Lascelles back in the side. He brung Sean Longstaff.
The thing is, we've got nothing to play for. We've got nothing to play for, so you might as well experiment. Do you know what I mean? To look at players to think, who's part of my plans, for next season. Because at the end of the day, these players who are still performing now, there's no guarantees that they're going to be here next season. So they have to make a statement. I'll be honest, I know Sean Longstaff's had some criticism, and I know he didn't play that great yesterday, but Eddie Howe still rates him. So if that's coming from the manager, that means he's got a long-term future. It doesn't matter how bad he plays, they see he's like a local lad.
I just watched.
The thing is, you got to realise he's going to be a squad player regardless. If Eddie Howe says that in the press conference, if he believes in you, then you know for a fine fact you're in his plans.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't that impressed with him. There was just a couple of poor passes, and I mean, the chance he had, he blazed it over the crossbar. And you think
the thing is, he is very hit and miss, but on his day, he can be a really good player. You know what I mean? He drifts in and out.
He can be.
I think the thing is, I think it's a case of he paid him yesterday to say, well, go on and earn yourself a contract for next season. But I think, like Dwight Gale, who didn't even get a game yesterday, I think he's gone. I think he's gone.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. If he can't get a game against Norwich tomorrow and he plays Joe Linton up front, who isn't a striker, over him.
Well, this is it. I think Dwight Gale will drop back into the Championship. I mean, I'm sure Steve Bruce will want him straight away. He'll go, I'm glad I've got Dwight Gale this time. I'm sure I'm going to play him. And then all of a sudden, he'll not play him. He'll be back on the bench again. But I think for his own sake and his own career, he has to drop back into the Championship just to get back to the old Dwight Gale of old.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, but speaking of our former buddy, 0-0 against Coventry, looks like they've missed out on the playoffs.
Sounds like the football that we used to watch. 0-0 draws and bloody 1-0 defeats and 3-0 defeats and all that rubbish. Sounds about right. And I heard Everton's, what do they have? Something like 15% possession, Bruce Ball? Sounds about right.
There you go.
I'm not surprised at West Brom. Yeah.
Did you not hear what Bruce said, though, yesterday? Went, well, we haven't been good enough all season. We haven't been good enough. I'm thinking, you haven't even been there all season. I'm thinking, when they win the playoffs, when you went there.
And
You couldn't make
apparently,
it
another one of his usual same old quote that comes out with every time: "It could have gone either way."
What do you mean it could have went either way? It's well, it hasn't, has it? Because it's ending in a fucking 0-0 draw. Hasn't.
Yes.
The thing is, if you're West Brom, you were in the Championship. Premier League last season. Coventry City only a couple of seasons ago were playing in League One, and if I'm not wrong, only a few years before that they were in League Two. West Brom were in the Premier League, so there's no. And by the way, you got parachute payments. Coventry are trying to make their way there. Like, you're getting embarrassed by Coventry. Like, no disrespect to Coventry, but come on, Coventry.
Yeah,
I do think Steve Bruce will get the sack next season. He's not going to last.
Well, they've said they're keeping him next season. They've said they're keeping him for next season.
Oh yeah. Give it a couple of months. As soon as we get the end of September and October, and they've got 1 or 2 wins, that's him out the door. Give it time.
Could well be Newcastle.
Oh.
I'm just glad. I'm glad to see the back of him personally.
It was like the second best day of the season when he got sacked. The best day was the takeover, and the second best day was him getting the boot. It's like your birthday and Christmas coming all at once.
Aye, exactly. White Trout says, "Where's Joe Linton tonight? We owe him a pint or two."
You can have one of me.
Yeah, resting. Might be resting.
You could do.
No, Norwich were shocking yesterday.
If Arsenal get UEFA Champions League, their fans will care more about seeing Neymar and Messi pull up to the Emirates rather than actually competing in that tournament. I mean,
it's true, isn't it? It's true because the trouble is our fan base, right? Well, we'll want to look at themselves and thinking people who have not seen Neymar, Messi, and all them lot live. People could be like, "Oh my God, Ben White against Neymar, Ben White against Messi." They'll rip us apart because they're better players. Messi, okay, he's old. Neymar is still young. So for me, they're world-class players. So for me, they are going to destroy our defence because if we're honest to be in the Champions League, you need a bigger squad depth in the Champions League to qualify for the Champions. No good, right? Oh, here we go. We're in the Champions League. Stan Kroenke's going to collect his Champions League money. He's venue and all that stuff. He's going to have all these sponsor kits, all this rubbish. No, you need a bigger squad if you want to compete in the Champions League, right? Because for me, if we get top 4, I want to retain it for next season, and then after that, go and challenge for a title. It's no point doing getting into the top 4, and then for example, Man United were in the Champions League this season. They're not going to be in the Champions League next season. Arsenal Football Club cannot be like that. And for me, on current form, do you think we deserve to be in the Champions League? I personally think yes, because
why not?
A little bit.
Thing is, you've got to try and maintain it for the last 5 games. A lot can change.
We've still got to play Newcastle. West Ham.
We are going to even we've got to play Liverpool and Man City, and we could determine which one wins the league. And by the way, we're not an easy team to play against now.
If you look right now, our last 4 games, we could see which way the title goes. We could see which team gets 4th place, and we could send Burnley down.
Do you know what? I never want Newcastle to lose a game, but if it goes down to the last game and Burnley need to win, it's just to set Everton down.
Well, you
can take a 1-0 win or like we're on the beat anyway. Let's be honest, but we're safe.
Well, which comes on to the next comment Leaves put up. Would you take losing against Burnley if it meant Everton going down?
Absolutely.
I think it'll be done before the final game. I think it'll be done before the final game.
I've looked at Everton's fixtures. They've got Chelsea on Sunday, which I don't think they'll win.
No.
Got Leicester away, which I don't think they'll win. And then they've got they've got Watford away. That's winnable for them. And then they've got Crystal Palace and Brentford at home. Them 3 games they've got to win.
Yeah.
Because the last, I forgot what the last 2 is, but I'm sure they're in the top 6 sides.
Arsenal away is the last game. I think. I'm not sure the last home game is.
Maybe Man City. I don't think they've played City twice yet.
Either Barry says yes, he would.
I would. I don't like to see Newcastle lose a game, but honestly, if it sends them down, great. Yeah,
absolutely.
By the way, what else are we playing for apart from 9th place? That's the highest we can finish.
9th place is a very good achievable for Newcastle. Coming from
it is given the season, but I'm just saying you don't win anything for coming 9th. Do you know what I mean? It's good. I'll take it. It's been a phenomenal season, but I said I don't think we will finish 9th. I think we'll definitely drop a couple of places because there'll be a lot.
I think
we've still got to play top 4 sides.
You can still get 8th. You're only 6 points.
I don't think we will though. I think Wolves, because Wolves have got to win one more game, which they will do. Wolves will
I
win a
think
game.
Leicester have got 2 games in hand on them as well,
Yeah.
and I think they're only 3 points off or something. So I think
Yeah,
we'll give ourselves too, because the thing is, all the points that were dropped at the start of the season, we'll give ourselves too much to do. Obviously, if the season had started like say, like what we're having now, it started like in August where we're playing, I wouldn't question being in the top 8, but I'll just take where we're finished. To be honest, we're safe.
David says, I love how Allison fell on the ball like Pickford. Beautiful. But Newcastle-wise, we need to finish as high as possible. The higher we get, the more money we get to spend on players. I think we'll still get to carry a few players the next season, no matter
where. Money doesn't matter to us. We've got fucking billionaires in the football club. Doesn't matter.
He says I would. Their fans say they can't compete with Liverpool and Man City. How the hell are they going to compete with Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, etc.?
I tell you what, imagine that in 10 years' time where I compete with them.
One Niles in the chat. Hello, guys.
I'm back. He'll be back to me. I'm just off for a dub.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm not taking me for. Don't worry. No phone.
Everton sacked Rafa and not improved. Exactly. They haven't.
To be fair, Burnley have sacked Sean Dyche, and I don't think it was the right move, but they've actually got better since he's left. They've won 2 games.
They have.
And by the way, they drew West Ham before the won twice this week, and they should have actually beaten West Ham, in all honesty, but there we go. I don't think they'll replace Sean Dyche until the end of the season.
Yeah,
that's I think they'll give that Michael Jackson the job.
Good do. Baz says, hit the like button, guys. Thanks so much. Baz, if you are enjoying the show, do not forget to hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button if you want to as well. If you want to donate, there is Super Chat available as well. And if you would like to consider becoming a member of the channel, you can click the join button as well. And then
yesterday's result was mad. Like I was never expecting to go down there win 3-0.
Yeah. Kieran says even West Brom missed a 96-minute penalty.
So did Sutton United yesterday, but not like that late on.
You see that. Even Coventry was in League 2, the wood. That says, guys in the chat, make sure you subscribe to This Is Lucas Life, Big Guna, and a good mate. Yes, please do good. Subscribe to Lucas' channel. Which how many subs you've been getting the subs now, haven't you?
I'm on 1647.
That's good. Well done. That's well done.
Thank you.
David says, TalkSport have gone quiet about Bruce being better than how now? Bunch of clowns, TalkSport. That gotta be honest with TalkSport.
But that's why you don't listen to the media. Like, if they've got something negative to say about Newcastle, just think we'll always prove them wrong down the line. We'll have. Do you know what I mean? They're just pundits. They're not, they're some of them are ex-footballers.
Yeah, I mean.
You know what I mean? I find them a joke.
Gabi Agbonlaho's one of them.
Oh, well, look at him. Was it today? I've seen something. He's backtracked already, saying, Newcastle's a great club and this, that, and the other. It's a difficult place to play. You just slag him off at the start of the season. Like, you literally said we were going to get relegated to the Championship. Which, fair enough, you wouldn't have been far wrong at the start of the season, but like even the new ownership, they're going to do nothing. Bear in mind, we had well over 20-odd games to play. There's a lot that can change, and look what's happened.
Yeah, there you are. Absolutely, yes.
By the way, no clubs obviously, played the first 14 games of a Premier League season. And not won and stayed in the Premier League, Newcastle. I don't particularly like that stat, but there you go. Someone's got to break it.
Yeah, real sniffing around Bruno already.
I've heard that as well.
They're not. Sorry, but they can't have him yet.
Well, we've got the money now. It doesn't matter. We can give him a bigger contract.
Yeah, absolutely. When Everton gets relegated, they will struggle massively.
Thing is, as I said, with Everton, a lot can change. Like, they are in the bottom 3 as it stands. They have got a game in hand. I think that's against Leicester. As I said, there's going to be many more twists and turns. Title, top 4. Obviously, now Watford and Norwich are gone, so it's between Burnley and Everton. Leeds, to be fair, if they don't get a result tomorrow, they're right back in it.
Yeah, possibly. I mean,
they're only on 33 points. Everton on 29. They win a game, go on 32. They're only a point behind them. They're right back in it.
Adam Myers, hello lads. This season has exhausted me. Not going to lie. Can finally relax and enjoy the summer. I think we all can enjoy the summer.
And signings.
There you are. Villa fans hate Gabby. Exactly. Yeah.
He's playing.
Yeah, this is a good point as well. Dean Smith's stick about Newcastle being owned by a country, just sour grapes. Exactly. I heard that as well.
Are you really that bothered by what you said though? At the end of the day, every manager, every owner of another club or whoever, they're going to say negative things about Newcastle, but at the end of the day, Nobody was bored when Man City got taken over. Nobody was bored when Chelsea got taken over. So what's the difference? Or is it because we are known as a fan base that over demands? Not really. We just want what the best was for our club. Not our fault. We're the richest club in world football.
Yeah.
I can't be out.
Here's a fact stat. We are 6th place in the table. If the season started on MD12 against Brentford, Howe's first game in charge, we'd be 6th in the table.
By the way, being rich doesn't guarantee trophies, but at the end of the day, if it means we'll play better football, we're going to attract better players, then so be it. Better than the dross we had for 14 years.
Where's Joe and Emil tonight? He's on about who come on as Joe Linton and Emil Kraft. Still time yet?
Emil Kraft might be out for next season yet. So he's going on.
Now it says there's a few: Simon Jordan, Gabriel Bongaloho, Jason Cundy, Jimmy O'Hara, Lowwoods, to name a few, who just are not.
To be fair to Jamie O'Hara, though, he has actually praised Newcastle at times. He actually has said a few things that have actually made sense. So I can't fully blame. If there's one person I'm going to pick out, it's Jamie O'Hara. I think even when we got taken over, he was buzzing for winning that. You know what I mean? There's a few, but it is majority of TalkSport, and that's why they're on TalkSport, because the talk shite. End of.
There you are. And basically said they both need high praise for the recent games. He's going back to Joe Linton and Emil Kraft because I think they've done very well.
They're playing for their futures regardless. That's why they're stepping up. They have to. The time is running out for them.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Taggy, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Who thinks we could beat Liverpool next Saturday? I think if Bruno dominates the game like he has done previous games, we have every chance. It's going to be hard, though.
Big ask. I'll be there, of course. I'm at all the home games. I think it depends how we start. Like, if we start really well, we've got a chance. But if we start really poorly and give the possession away, we're just going to get punished. Again, they've got their attacking, particularly the three up front, is more better than ours. This is Liverpool summed up in a nutshell, right? They played Everton the day. They weren't great in the first half. They were very sloppy. And then the second half, they make a few changes, and there you go, bang! They've got a couple of goals. That's the quality that Liverpool have got. That's what we're trying to be like. You know, you look at who we have. We're main 11, and then you look off the bench. It's like, we haven't really got anyone to choose from. But the more we invest, the better we'll become. But as I said, the longer we're staying the game at 0-0, there's always a chance that we can get something. But the best I reckon we can hope for on Saturday is probably a draw.
Yeah, I think both for next
that's a point. I take it.
We are going to win at anything of them, but a point would be great. I think
Man City is the one I'm more worried about down at the Etihad, because it's like how many goals they're going to
get. I'm up to with me comments. I've just read that one. Connor Cody was happening to see us get taken over. That's a player I would love as well.
I don't think he'll sign for us more because he's a captain at Wolves, and he's come such a long way.
Do you think he's good enough though?
I do. Raymond, absolutely.
He's a leader on that pitch for Wolves.
He's a leader for anyone's club. If anyone wants a leader in the club, Connor Cody's your man.
What about Arsenal?
Not a big fan of Andy Goldstein, but he tries to wind up the callers.
Oh, Andy Goldstein, yeah. To be honest, I'll tell you, he was a bit of a leader as well, and I think he's come in, and it was a good signing. Dan Burn. Really made our backline like so solid. Like, he's just the way he talks. Just the way he just digs in and he puts his body on the line for the club. It's great.
Oh yes,
Lascelles. I don't think he was bad. I don't think he's bad yesterday, but I don't see him beyond the summer.
No, well,
be surprised if he stays.
If he's been rooted to the bench lately because of how well Fabian Schär and Dan Burn have done as a centre back partnership.
Well, Dan Burn for me is the main starter. So Fab Schär. Fab Schär's really turned my opinion around of him.
I hope we get him a new contract sorted as soon as possible.
To be honest, I would have set back in January, February time on him out the door, just get somebody else in. But I think he's played a lot better since Dan Burn's coming. But then again, he's got Premier League experience, which helps when we signed him. Obviously, he's done so well for Brighton, and look at Brighton since he's obviously left. They've been very hit and miss. Had a bad spell, and then they won a couple of games, have drawn a few. You know what I mean? So they are missing him big time.
Yeah, I think we should definitely get them tied to a new deal. I think we've got to get Matt Targett signed permanently.
Matt Targett said he actually wants to sign those. That helps.
I think that's a left back. We're kind of left back we've been crying out for a very long time.
The only problem is Villa have gone back to being crap again.
Yeah.
So obviously they might think, actually, we want Matt Target back. He's been doing so well at Newcastle. But then again, what I like how players can actually have their say. Well, actually, I've really enjoyed myself in Newcastle. You had us a second choice. I'm not coming back yet to be second choice. Even if he won his first choice, I'm more appreciated by Newcastle and by Eddie Howe. He actually gave us a chance, and I've taken it.
Certainly has. He was phenomenal again yesterday, I thought.
He's been phenomenal. I don't even think it's been a bad game since he's actually signed.
No, he hasn't, has he?
There hasn't been it, but every game he's been so close to man of the match.
Yeah, I did. Liam says, well, he's not expecting anything against Liverpool and but he fancies our chances against an average Arsenal team. The thing is, Arsenal, they've been a bit of a bogey side for us, Arsenal still.
Thing is, Arsenal not average this season.
Every time we turn up against you, don't we? We always beat you, don't we?
Yeah, that's the thing.
They're not average this season. They're actually doing a lot better.
This season we seem to be getting rid of the ducks off our back. This season we've played things that we've been doing, beating Brighton, winning away at Norwich, beating teams in the league that we haven't beaten for a long time. So this might be the season where we change it.
That still gets me. That 1994 was the last time we beat Norwich. Like, it's Norwich though. We're going on like Norwich are fucking Liverpool.
Yep.
And by the way, Norwich are not a good football side. This is better than.
I mean, they're just one of those teams that'll come back and they're just going to go back.
Norwich, Watford, West Brom, like Bournemouth now potentially because they're going to go up. I can't necessarily call Bournemouth a yo-yo club because they've only ever been down once and then they come back up again. If they start doing it up and down, like Fulham, they're another one. There's too many of them.
Liam thinks Lascelles will go to a club like Norwich or Watford. Do you think he'll go to one of them?
Who?
I wouldn't think so. Lascelles.
I think he'll definitely drop back into the Championship.
He isn't that good anymore, anyway. Because
actually, do you know what? I say that. Do you know what I mean? What? He's around my age, isn't he?
28, Lascelles is, yeah.
Do you know what? Why could I see him at Brighton?
That would be a bad.
He's not awful. He's not awful. I just don't. With our takeover on that now and what we're building, I don't think he's really. Obviously, didn't get us wrong. He was, he is what he is. Good player and that, good captain. But I feel like we could attract better like defenders. You know what I mean? I still think he could do it in the Premier League for definitely a bottom end club, like a Brighton, like mid tier, like a Crystal Palace or a Brighton, or even, let's be honest, even a Southampton.
Yeah,
he could definitely do. I don't think he's. I still think he's got a few more years in the Premier League, but I think for us, like we can do better. That's no disrespect to Jamal Lascelles in any way.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Look at Kieran Clark. Kieran Clark for me could drop to the Championship. I don't think he's that good.
I think he will. I think Hayden could drop down to the Championship as well.
Hayden's another one. I think he could do a job for like a Southampton or a Crystal Palace.
Yeah, actually, he could do.
We have got players on that bench that we don't play because it's competition that could do jobs at the bottom end of the Premier League.
I think the likes of Gale, Clark,
them ones will drop. Darlow will drop. But we actually have got players that could do a job for bottom. I'm not saying like top end clubs, otherwise it'd still be here. But they could do a job for like teams that are like around 14th downwards.
Yeah, I think
potentially
could well do.
Even Bournemouth, if they come up next season, they might want Jamal Lascelles, so just to show them up at the back. You got to remember these players have got Premier League experience. That helps.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they have.
Naz says, would you guys take Darwin Núñez now you have all the money in the world under the new Saudis and Amanda Stavely? Yes, I would.
Oh, what kind of stupid question is that? Considering we've got Dwight Gale and Chris Willis with first choice strikers. I mean, come on.
We're not even talking about Callum Wilson anymore now. That's because he's so injury prone. You know what I mean? He's like he just doesn't play for anymore.
I mean, they said there's possible chance of next week or Man City the same with Trippier as well.
You've got to see Trippier back, but really, do we need to force him back? I don't think we do. Trippier anyway.
That's the thing. If Trippier comes back, he'll not be rushed back into the start lineup.
Well, even if he didn't play for the rest of the season.
Not when we've got Cafu playing it right back at the minute.
I'll tell you what, this Trippier now, he's got competition. I don't know what he's been doing. I mean, but honestly, I think with Trippier, even if he didn't play for the rest of the season and played next season, at least we've got a fit Trippier.
Oh, yes, we should do.
Do you know what I mean? If you think the 2 games that he played, 2 free kicks, bang, in the back of the net, they're 2 big wins, and that's what sets it off nicely.
Yeah, I did. David says, did you guys see the interview on Sky with Dan Burn and Fraser? It was so funny. Yes, I did see it.
Yes.
That
One
was
second,
great.
guys. One second, guys.
Niall says, if I was Matt Target, I would stick around at Newcastle and work with the manager and Eddie Howe, who respects his players. Absolutely, he does. He certainly does.
Matty T.
Let's be real, there's much better Arsenal teams than this, even when he was under Ashley. I mean, I think Arsenal want to try and be like where they had players like Thierry Henry, Bergkamp, Vieira, also Ian Wright in there as well.
There's not many of them about now.
Can Arsenal become that club again? That kind of.
The only way Arsenal can become a club again and start challenging again, if they want to become this, is by getting rid of the owner. And it comes down to our fan base as well, because I said this before, and I said this on my channel before, is it comes down to the fan base, because for me, our fan base, right, believe that, they think finishing in the top 4 instead of winning a Premier League title. Okay, I can accept it this season. Finishing 4th, yeah, that's great. But we've got to start moving. If we finish in the top 4 this season by winning our last 5 games, we have to move to the next level. It's no point, yes, okay, next season, yes, finish 4th again or any sort of top 4, right? And then go for another title in the 3rd year. That's the only way you improve your football club. And then also our owners need to go, because they're not ambitious in our football club. We don't spend big money. Yes, we're not Liverpool or Manchester City. They're on another level. Yeah, they win trophies every year. So for me, the only way we can start becoming them is we've got to get rid of this owner. We've got to get rid of this owner. And our fan base have got to come together. I know everybody has different opinions. I get that. But you look at Mike Ashley, right? Newcastle next season could be challenging with Liverpool, Man City, right? In the next few years' time. Probably not next season. You won't be finishing 1st, 2nd or 3rd. But depending what players you've been linked with, if you're going to attract players like a Darwin Núñez or anyone like that and other players like that, and get rid of all the deadwood, you could challenge for top 4, top 6 next season. And you've got an owner who cares. Whereas us, we're stuck with the Cronkies, right? And they're not going.
Oh man, they're even playing football now, man, on the pitch. I mean, there you go.
After
the Palace game, it was fun, that, wasn't it? On a big game football.
You had
these owners at the minute.
You had Amanda Madrad, and you had our chairman.
Yasia
El Ruba, yes, playing football at the end.
Yeah.
It's just the little things that really, get the fan base going. Do you know what I mean? Gives everyone a lift.
Yeah.
Obviously, it helps when you're winning.
We've got Lewis in the house today.
Hi,
how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing all right. It was a brilliant result yesterday, and even better result for us today with Everton not winning.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Niall says Norwich are more of a yo-yo club. They go up and down. They certainly do that. Liam thinks Hayden will go somewhere like Huddersfield. And Huddersfield have got a chance of going up still this season.
To be honest, that wouldn't be a bad shout. If they got promoted to the Premier League, they need somebody who's going to keep that midfield solid.
Liam thinks he'll rest Trippier for next season when we've got nothing to play for throughout the rest of the season.
I haven't really. Let's be honest, we're just there to pick up as many points as possible.
Yeah,
the season on a high.
And Emil Kraft's really doing a good job at right back. Who would have been saying that?
I say that because the players are playing for their futures.
Yeah, that's it. There's no way Nuno comes. Let's go and get.
Oh. No, didn't say it, man. Didn't say the name. Yeah, I've just noticed.
I was going to say, look what's happened to that dude though. Since everyone was linked with him, he can barely score a goal. I think he scored 1 goal since.
I think it's a wind-up.
Blackburn are on the slide. They were for me, I had them at the start. These come in the league. They got a real chance, and all of a sudden.
The thing is, Shock, you look at the person's name, it's quite clearly it's a wind-up.
Oh, it is. It is.
No,
I was going to say, I don't want any players from the Championship.
Peter was going to say it as well. I shouldn't have said anything.
And now you stopped him.
Well, then there you are.
Next we'll be linked with Dom Solanke from bloody Bournemouth. I mean, how many more Bournemouth players do I want?
Well, actually,
what do you want then?
no. Is he on? I think he could be on about The Blackburn striker.
Brent Burton Diaz.
That's who we're talking about.
Yeah, it's the one.
I don't want him.
Striker.
No. By the way, it was a risky for anyone even going for him in January. And by the way, Blackburn are mugs because you know what's going to happen now. His contract's going to run out at the end of the season. He'll probably go for a free, and they've lost money.
Yeah,
that was their big chance in the January, right, to let him go. But I can see why they didn't, because they thought, right, we're in the top 2, we've got a chance of promotion. Now they've got egg all over their face.
Yeah.
Did you see some of the bids?
Did I?
There were like 20 million bids in it.
Taggy thinks Nottingham Forest will win the playoffs. Let's
I said that.
be an option. Could be an option for them as well. Of course, played for
Nottingham
Forest.
It's his old club. It's his old club, isn't it? But that's what I'm saying. I don't think he'll drop.
No. What's this of Ivan Toney talk? I don't think.
Don't want him.
Back and Friday. No, thank you. Also need to take over like ours to certainly do. Wonder if Joe Linton would change his mind with Hanley after yesterday, after what he said when he wanted Hanley back. Who was that again? Who said they hadn't wanted Hanley back? Oh yes, it was the other Joe Linton.
Is it level 7?
No. Remember the person who comes in as with us Joe Linton in the show. He said remember when he said he would have Hanley back.
Joe, I actually rated Hanley when he played for us in the Championship. Don't think it was that bad.
Yeah, I did. Mark says, which players do you think have done enough since January to deserve in the starting 11 next season that might have had a chance before Christmas? Wow.
I would just leave that the summer.
Yeah.
Leave that the manager because I reckon Eddie Howe already has a list drawn up who's going, who's staying, and they have an idea.
I think a couple of the goalkeepers might go.
I'll keep the Braff because I don't think he's done anything wrong to even leave the club. I think he's done well.
Can't wait for John's show tomorrow. Going to be these media companies and rivals. Yeah. A split. I have no idea what that means. Luton have a chance of coming up if they win playoffs. Be a great story if they manage it. Could Luton go up?
I don't think they will. But the trouble is,
I think they'll get 3 points against Luton Town. That'd be a start. Play them first game of the season. Why not?
You know that would be really great if Luton go up because their away end is in the middle of a street, right?
Yeah, you have to go for it back on.
It is. And for me,
I go through it, or you might see a back garden. I don't know.
No, you literally see it. You go through some like turnstile thing up the stairs, and you literally have to go through the garden to get into the actual win.
And you can see someone's garden.
You can see that garden.
Yeah, somebody can sit in the back garden and watch the game come out.
Pretty much, if you swing up the top,
go up because drawing against games like Blackpool yesterday.
By the way, it'd be a new club like Brentford. It'd be a new club in the Premier League that's not been in it before.
Nottingham Forest are going to go up.
Yeah, Joe wanted Hanley and Ryan wanted to re-sign Perez.
Oh no,
I wouldn't have Perez back. I mean, when we played Leicester City last Sunday, I thought Perez did absolutely sod all for Leicester City.
I thought Leicester were poor in general.
They had a lot more with the ball, but they just didn't make a lot with it, did they? I thought Tielemans.
Well, it's what you do with the ball. I can't. I've just thought Leicester were very, very wasteful.
Would you take Tielemans? Because we've been linked with Tielemans. Do you think?
I think I rate Tielemans from Leicester. I really do, actually.
I do, but I think he's got a bit of an attitude problem, and I don't think Eddie Howe would have anyone that's got an attitude problem. They've got to want to play for Newcastle. No, he said that. He says he doesn't want players that are not going to show up. You know, that they've got to want to play for the club, not play for themselves. That's what he said. That's his golden rule.
Yeah.
But you know what? I totally respect. Like, look at them now. They're all wanting to play for the badge. Do you know what I mean? Under Steve Bruce, right? If we went 1-0 up against Norwich, we're set on that because the players are just playing for themselves. But no, the goal get 2 free.
Well, Liv says Luton Town was in non-league a few years ago. They were definitely.
Yeah, they were playing Gator.
Yeah. He says, look at Eddie Howe or Mikel Arteta.
Eddie Howe.
You still Arteta around?
At the time, I don't know how people say he's overrated, though. If you look at his track record in the Premier League, it's actually really good.
The reason why I'm still Mikel Arteta out for the moment. But if he gets top 4, right, I give him another season because he's achieved. If he gets top 4 after losing the first 3 games in the relegation zone, right, going into the international break in September, no one expected us to get into the top 4. I said on my channel, I predicted us to finish outside Europe again. And for me, I think I would give him another chance, Arteta, if he gets into the top 4. If he doesn't get into the top 4, then he's got to go, in my opinion, because then we'll look back in January where we didn't bring no signings. We were linked with Dusan Vlahovic, right? He didn't want to come in the first place. We were just trying to persuade Juventus to try and persuade him to come. He was never going to come because how our club is run and how ambitious it is. And Juventus are a bigger club than us. They've got better players than us. So for me,
the structure as well.
Yeah, they have, and they've got a great history. So for me, we've been sitting there, and then also we were linked with players like Ronaldo, Sanchez, Arthur. These are not players where they'll take Arsenal to the next level. These are players where they'll be there for squad depth.
Yep. Liam thinks Millwall's still got a chance to get playoffs. West Ham versus Millwall at the London Stadium. Oh my God, they're just.
Can you imagine
that?
that?
That game will be like on TV. Now, if that
I hope Millwall finish 7th.
I mean, what was that film?
Right? I hope Millwall finish 7th on goal difference.
I mean, what was that movie?
Green Street.
Yeah, that's it, with Elijah Wood in it. It's going to be one like that, isn't it?
No, honestly, do you know what it is? I'd love this for a laugh, honestly. After 46 games, Millwall finished 7th on goal difference.
Oh.
So that means they've got to start the championship all over again.
They were playing the Maccabees not long ago, exactly.
So what league are they in? Can't say them.
Which one? The
Maccabees. I can't wear them. I can't say them.
Exactly.
I've just been looking for the championship. I still can't find them.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm trying to look at the marks in League One. Can't find them. Can't find them. Oh, there they are.
Talking about football, it's a bit of a sad time for like a team who was in the Premier League and then being relegated to the National League.
Oldham.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean,
I was on the Cumbrian coast yesterday. And I went to go watch Barrow, and some of their fans were trying to run on the pitch. They weren't allowed.
I mean, we'll talk about the relegated sides. Of course, we know that Derby has been relegated from the Championship.
I think they'll bounce back if they can keep a hold of Rooney and they get the investment. Well, I say that they haven't even got their ownership in place.
Exactly.
That was talk that somebody was going to come in.
I know they wanted Mike Ashley, then the owners.
No. If you Mike Ashley in League One will be literally like that, ka-ching, and we're not getting promoted. I'll just take the money.
Yeah.
So the bottom 3 have been confirmed to be relegated in the Championship. So Barnsley, Derby County, and Peterborough, they're both all down.
Yeah.
Them two, Peterborough have a lot of confidence in because they're the sort of side that are like a yo-yo club. They'll come out of the Championship.
Of course, Crewe and Doncaster Rovers, they're relegated from League One, aren't they?
Yeah, Crewe, Doncaster. No, mathematically, no. Actually, I think they could be. I think they are, but then again, their goal difference is ridiculous. Like they've got to get like 20-odd goals in the last game or something. That's not happening. So they're down. They've let themselves too much to do.
The other 2 teams in the bottom, it's in the relegation zone for League One is Wimbledon and Chillingham.
Fleetwood are just outside of it by a point.
Fleetwood are going to be. I think they'll go down, in my opinion.
They've got a tough couple of games. I think they've got Sheffield Wednesday on a Wednesday. Right, and then the last game of the season they got Bolton Wanderers, and Bolton are quite a good side in that league.
Well, Chillingham and Fleetwood are both tied on 40 points each.
You know what's funny about League One, right? Like I was saying this yesterday, right? On my.
You know what I find funny about League One? Sunderland are in it.
They are, and it's hilarious because the thing is, Sunderland have to do MK Dons a favour. We need Sunderland to do a favour. How much you hate Sunderland? But Sunderland have Rotherham on Tuesday, right? Because if Rotherham win,
and Morecambe.
Yeah, of course. So if Rotherham win on Tuesday, the goal difference is going to. I mean, if we beat Plymouth, we'd have to win like 6-7-0 to get promoted and hope Rotherham lose. But technically, it looks looking that way to get playoffs. Like for me, if Sunderland beat Rotherham, it will come down to the final game of the season. I think Rotherham have got Gillingham last game of the season, and then we've got Plymouth away, which is a very difficult place to go to.
You know who I think will actually drop out of the playoffs? that League One playoffs who are currently in it. Not Wimbledon, Wickham.
Wickham Wanderers.
I think Sheffield Wednesday will jump into it. Sunderland will stay in it, and I think out of all of them that are left, I think that'll go to 7th. Wickham.
Carry on. Go on.
I was going to say that, and also the 2 relegated teams there from League 2, Scunthorpe and Oldham.
Scunthorpe, not surprised. I think they've won 4 games all season, not good enough. And actually, I think it's the first time in 75 years that they've been relegated to the National League. So there you go. That's happened to Oldham.
Oldham yesterday. I heard something about Oldham done something yesterday.
Protest. They're on the pitch.
Yeah, they protested, and the game got abandoned. The rest of the game got played behind closed doors.
But the thing is, I could totally understand though. Like, I mean, don't get us wrong. They're not a Premier League club. They were once in it years ago, but to see how I think they're probably 4 or 5 years late have been relegated. They should have been relegated a long time ago out of the Football League. That's not being funny. They've been so badly mismanaged for such a long time. Even that demise out of League One was no surprise, and League Two now again no surprise.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They've had about 50 managers in about 5 years, and none of them have managed to do anything.
If this, for example, if Gator get promoted from the National League North, they could be playing Oldham next season.
Oh, Gator are trying their best to try and take it the last day, aren't they, though? Because they got a draw yesterday.
I know.
Brackley went to Darlow and won 2-0, so there's a 2-point gap. But then, obviously, Gator potentially could go up on Easter Monday. Potentially. If Gator win 2 and Brackley lose 2, Gator could be promoted next Monday. They could be promoted.
Wow, that'll be interesting.
Because there's a game on Friday. Is there a game Saturday? Saturday and Monday.
I can check out quickly because I'm as well.
Excited to see the food picks be coming very, very shortly, which the Chip has discussed.
Gator play on Saturday the 30th. No, that's not right. They got Southport because we can't go to that game because Newcastle's playing against Liverpool.
I kind of escape early. Good too.
Yeah, but I'm not going to that game. Then obviously they play on Monday the 2nd away to Crawley, and they play at home on the last day of the season.
I'm definitely 100% going to that game. I'll be there. I'll be there for that one.
The table for it's like obviously there's 2 points in it.
Regardless, I'll be at that last game of the season because I've backed them all season. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they can lift the title.
Hopefully,
that'd be good.
Liam thinks
they can lift it at the stadium if they're promoted.
Yeah.
Liam thinks Millwall will go up eventually. Their owners has more wealth than the Norwich owners. They certainly do, don't they?
But wealth doesn't always get you promoted because if you employ if you recruit the wrong players, then what happens then?
Also,
you get a good load of look at Derby. They try to buy their way to promotion. Look what's happened to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Prime example.
Also, only get linked with players none of the top 4. One, they need this top 4 to get leverage once again. Yeah, Sheffield United.
Look at Everton. £500 million in there in the bottom 3.
Exactly.
They spent the last so many years.
Exactly. They've literally tried to buy their way to titles and I would say Premier League titles. They've tried to buy their way to try and get FA Cups and League Cups and finishing it into Europe. Doesn't always buy you the success that you want.
Yeah, I was watching Football Focus yesterday in the Welsh second division. Do you see one of the score lines?
Yeah.
What was it?
11-0.
I've seen that.
Wow, bloody hell. Sheffield United are apparently linked to get a takeover. I've not heard anything.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
Seen that. Chillingham got Rotherham last game of the season. Yeah. AFC Wimbledon haven't won a league game since December 2021. There you are.
They haven't.
What about Lewis and Williams buying Chelsea and Arsenal fan owning Chelsea? I don't know what's been happening.
I could see Chelsea sliding down that table next season if they don't get that sorted out. Because by the way, they're going to lose some of their players in the summer. Where's the money coming from? I haven't got any money.
Yeah. I backed Oldham and Scunthorpe United to go down from the start. Yeah.
You tell me where they're going to get money from for signings.
They'll probably, by the looks of it, play Gates and next
season. How do
you
you know if Chelsea going to slip down mid-table and all that stuff? Because they're not playing well at the moment. Like they just about beat West Ham.
They got. Well, it was good. Well, the goal was anyway rather fortunate because West Ham should have defended better.
Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, that was never a penalty in that game today. Shot, and it wasn't even red card.
I don't think it was as well. Liam says, if we Dutch will hammer get gated in the FA Trophy next season, I'll definitely go. Even Liam says, his team bottled a playoff, but he's going to the next 2 games. That's a nice one. Always good to watch your non-league sites at times. Mason says, I'm going to Chorley next Monday. Looking forward to it. Oldham, ATH, and Swindon Town. I remember them in the Premier League. Yes, I do remember those sides being in the Premier League. Yes, there you are. Exactly. Well, then, guys, because we've been going for an hour just over. You know what
before you talk the food, is Birmingham in there as well? That one.
Birmingham.
The food that I sent in the group chat about a week ago.
Oh, I can't remember if I've put that one in.
Oh, that right, Peter. What is that out there today? What is that out there today?
Tell you what, send it to me.
The picks are coming up now.
It's an absolute disgrace.
Well, tell you what, send me a chunky quickly, and I'll see if
I can't find it now. I'll send it in the week.
Okay, yeah, that's no problem.
Peter, that is an absolute disgrace. There, Lord, yeah. No, that's good.
Right then, what have we got in store today? Of course, let me know in the chat. Would you
I can't wait.
Right, this is the first one I'm going to put up, and it's this.
What the fuck's that?
What on earth is that?
It's like an ice cream.
Right,
is that diarrhea at the bottom?
Right, that is unicorn pancakes with confetti syrup at Minnesota.
That looks like an explosion far waiting to happen.
It will cost you $8.
How much?
That would be
$8.
That will be £6.20 in English pound.
£6 for that? It looks like diarrhea at the bottom. I mean, that. Oh no, we can touch that.
No. So what's people saying about that? Yes or no?
No.
No. Okay, fair enough.
It depends if you're really hungry or not.
Even if I was hungry, I wouldn't eat it.
I'll stick with 99.
Right, this is the second one. It's chipper cheesy bread.
Mexico.
That is served at. I don't know. Just find it.
The shot's not a massive donut.
Olympia in Paraguay.
Oh.
Are they not donuts?
Now look at it. So like donuts. It would cost you 25 pence to get one of them.
Yeah, I would. Okay, I would.
Do you get the bloat? Do you get the bloat free as well? Do you?
You can see him how he's holding all them.
The bloody size of them. I'm surprised he doesn't eat them all.
Right, it's probably super gluten eat.
Right, the next one I think you're going to think of that because I don't know what they've done to this burger, which I'm going to put up next.
Oh God!
No, I've seen
that. That looks like a big giant turd.
It's a cheeseburger at Leeds United, and it looks like
what? How much is that?
Burned it.
They've completely cremated that.
How much is it?
That's the bloody horseshit.
It does look like it looks like honestly, it looks like a giant turd.
That would be £4.20 at Leeds United.
£4 for that little bit turd? Not a chance.
Well,
I tell you what, if you're going to go down the championship at the end of the season, you can take that burger, will you?
I mean, that burger will just be so badly cremated, it'll not have no taste.
I can't. No.
The next one, I'm gonna say, would I for this one?
What's that?
That is. That
is it like a waffle type thing?
That is. It's called a pulled pork chipper. It's got crinkle cut chips with pulled pork, pico de gallo, guacamole, and sour cream.
No.
No, I don't think that's up my street like. No.
I would without the guacamole.
Okay.
Guacamole, tell a story.
Okay.
No.
How much was it?
It didn't come up with a price. I think it's chopped when I was trying to come.
Because you wanted 20 quid.
What the hell? Who have you been sick on that?
Well then, that is ready. That's pulled pork and beef with chips, stuffing, and gravy. And you never guess where that's served at.
Sunderland.
And diarrhea
Lewis-
on top of it.
Lewis has just said it.
Sunderland.
Yes, that saved it down.
Yeah, I bet it's got loads of blue fungus down the bottom of it as well.
It looks sloppy as shite.
I bet you're right. It's got blue fungus at the bottom. It's from Sunderland. Not having it. I wouldn't eat it anyway.
Who would touch that?
Not a chance.
Because hang on, Sunderland love their gravy and chips. You understand why there's gravy on it?
Yeah, but let's be honest, it's from Sunderland.
Yes.
So I don't want it. But plus, even if it wasn't, I wouldn't eat it anyway.
I wouldn't want food poisoning.
So I wouldn't want it anyway. So it doesn't look that appealing.
Yeah, I wouldn't have it.
Right. Next one. Look at. I would like to get your thoughts on this. Have you seen pizzas served like this? Because you never guess where this is served at.
That is Arsenal.
Is it
Yeah,
Arsenal?
it's Arsenal.
That's not Arsenal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Arsenal.
Well, they've made a right arse of that, haven't they?
I've seen that before, and this is the thing, right? I don't buy stuff like that inside the stadium. I normally buy it outside. I normally go to the Arsenal cafe outside the stadium, or go to a kebab place or Jamaican place, somewhere like that, because that pizza there looks absolutely disgusting.
I think it's £7.50.
How much is it?
I think it's
£7.50 it is.
yeah, that's right as well.
17.
7.
I thought you said 70. Yeah, I need chalk.
According to the picture, they said they were selling that for £19.95.
What?
£19?
Yeah,
£19.95.
No, I'm sorry. That's a joke.
it's a joke, mate.
£19
hang
for
on.
a pizza.
Hang on. That's London prices for you as well.
No, but you can get a couple of 12 inches for that.
We're a big club, you see. So.
But probably not even for that price. You can probably get 2 for 15 quid.
Like £19. Talking about pizzas and £19.50. There's a pizza shop in town called Pizza Delight. You can get like a 36-inch pizza for that price.
That's near the train station in Newcastle, isn't it?
I think so. I haven't seen it, but I've seen like somebody do it like rate takeaways and that.
Yeah. Well,
is that not from Domino's, not Arsenal? I mean, Jesus, I was wept.
I'm gonna say I know.
Well,
you get 2 for 15 quid. If you look high enough, 2 for 15 quid. Less.
Well,
if you really want to go further.
Hi. Well, the next one I'm about to show, I would happily tuck into this next one if I was offered it.
What the hell? That looks dry.
It's from Manchester City.
Right. It's sliced steak and peppercorn sauce with fries at Manchester City. I would.
What's going on with that fry there? Looks like it's been overcooked.
Do you know what? I would happily tuck into that.
I don't know. I think my tongue will go dry.
I wouldn't touch the middle bit.
That looks dry.
It does look dry.
I mean, peppercorn sauce. To me, kind of go wrong.
Literally, my tongue will be that dry. I'll be literally going to a full water fountain and like drinking all the water, just to make up for it.
Yeah,
I don't think I would.
I think I would with that one actually.
I see where you're coming from with it though, but I don't think I will because it looks too dry.
Right, the next one is this one.
Is
that a banana?
No, it's a hot dog, I think.
Right, it's a kebab royale at Stadio Red.
I'll take that.
Yeah, it's kebab. I'll give it a chance.
Kebab, yeah.
Thing is, they could have done with putting sauce on top of it though, and make it a bit better.
Garlic sauce.
Yeah, just something, splash a bit of sauce on it. Happy days. No, you know that little, is that a bun or something that they've got it in?
Oh yeah, it is.
Honestly, splash a bit of sauce on that. You're laughing.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I think, yeah.
No, I mean that's the only down. I would eat it, but the only downside it looks dry. Like just splash a bit of sauce on it. You know what I mean? Unless this person didn't want sauce, but I would.
Right.
Peter, how many picks have you got left? Because I've got to shoot.
2 left.
I'll go after the 2.
Okay, then. Right. This next one, I think this next one I'm going to show, it looks absolutely shit, this one.
Chicken nuggets and chips.
Chicken nuggets. chicken nuggets and chips and Coke at Hoffenheim.
By the way, what is that drink? It looks like flat Coke gone really badly wrong.
It must be Pepsi or Coke.
But
It looks like flat Coke gone wrong.
I mean, but those chicken nuggets to me look dry as a bone.
Right.
Just like the last two pictures. Splash a bit of sauce on, you're laughing.
They got tomato ketchup there.
True,
Yeah,
but is that I mean, if the chicken nuggets are going to be dry as anything,
what the chips are going to be like?
The chips are good, but it's the chicken nuggets are a bit dried.
By the way, I'd love to know how much I paid for that.
What ground is that?
Hoffenheim.
Where Joe Linton's come from, so I'm sure Joe Linton's probably had
You only got 40 million.
That would cost you £9.12.
I think we need to ask Joe Linton, have you had those chicken nuggets and chips from Hoffenheim? Because you were there for a bit. There's a question, Big Joe.
Yeah, I mean,
no, I don't think I would. I mean, to be honest, if you try it might be nice. But...
You see it.
Yeah, well, and we've got the final picture, and it's this one.
What's that?
Oh,
it's from Southampton.
Steak and ale pie.
Looks like garlic bread or bloody.
Yeah, it does. Quiche?
So,
not for me.
£4.50.
Looks like quiche, that.
It's definitely steak and ale pie at Southampton for £4.50.
Well, for
you
that,
need some chips with that. You would need some chips with that.
To be fair, that's probably not a bad price. Because if you go to Newcastle, I'm sure we charge more for certain pies and that. I'm sure we do.
Hang on, it's just I don't understand. A mince pie is called a magpie pie.
Aye, because we call them magpies.
Yeah, I know, but I know that was like this much.
No, I'm just looking at the price of that. I'm thinking, would that be worth it? Because I'm sure Newcastle we charge like a £5 like for most food and that.
Yeah, because I think it's £9.20 for the pie.
I mean, $4.50 for if you're going to go in a stadium, you're going to pay high prices. It's not you got like a Greg's around the corner. You know what I mean? Well, I know what you have.
There should be a Greg's inside St James's.
There's going to be. Apparently, they're going to build it.
Oh, we've got Adam Myers in now.
Yeah, I've got to shoot because I've got to get my stuff ready for work.
No problem, Chip.
What are you doing, mate? What are you doing?
See you
soon, man. See you later, man.
Adam, good to see you. How are you keeping?
I'm doing good, man. How's yourself?
Not so bad. I mean, what do you make of the wins so far in the Premier League? We're safe
Hang on,
for
2
next
seconds.
season.
Wait a second. I'm literally trying to get this headphone in 2 seconds.
That's fine.
Hang on. You know what? Sod it. Let's do this properly. Hold on. 2 seconds.
No problem.
Hang on. Let me fix this. 2 seconds, mate.
No problem. I'll just look through these comments and what people have said about the food so far. Where we're up to with the comments.
Right. Can anyone hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
There we go. That's much better.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I've been trying to use my headsets and it's just like just crap at the moment. But yeah, ask the question, mate.
What do you make of we're coming off the back of 3 wins in a row? We're safe for next season.
Mate, I'm absolutely buzzing. I was doing like backflips, pretty much. Well, not technically backflips. Been doing like getting celebrations, get myself all hyped and whatnot. And I'm just buzzing about it now. So we're on the up now.
Yeah, we certainly are. We certainly are definitely this rate. I mean, just delighted. As well, which is good. I mean, the win against Norwich yesterday was just so comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason I was scared that we'll actually get like a draw against Norwich, but I'm happy that we now actually got the 3 goals in and seeing Joe Linton's banging goal. Oh, honestly,
that was.
To be honest, it wouldn't have been a bad shout because that's what I actually went for. But just to keep the momentum going, they need the win to try and keep themselves in the league. But obviously, it didn't pan out that way. I would have taken a draw just for the momentum side of things. But I'm glad we did what we did.
Obviously, talking about Joe Linton and Newcastle, do you see some of these bets that Joe Linton to get a brace and Joe Linton to score in 90 minutes? You won like $5,000. You put 120. You put 125 quid on as well.
My girlfriend showed me it, and it was actually just insane. Never thought I'd see the day.
Yeah, I'm just going to run through these comments because they've been coming in and it's related to the food pics I was shown before. That looks bogging. According to you need to be needing the toilet a lot. The pancakes are a muck. Yes, for me. Cheese bread, yes. That looks like a big poop. The burger, knee wee man. No, that burger looked absolutely cremated as anything. Lord and waffle fries, 100%. Bokerific food time. That says, is that kebab and cheese? Yuck. What the fuck is that? Ham and sprinkles, according to White Trout. It looked like it, didn't it? That meal at Sunderland comes with a free season ticket for next season. Yes. Oh, wow. Yes.
Jesus.
Niall likes the pizza, according to himself. I know. That's a deep fried tortoise burger, according to White Trout. No for the pizza. It looks like Mario and Luigi just took a shit on that pizza leg.
He might be a Spurs fan.
That's bogging chips and cat stew at Man City. I think I'm going to be sick.
Yeah, Pete, I think that's related to the one that you actually like. And that was dry as anything.
It was the steak and the peppercorn sauce of chips. I think I said I'd happy to do that. I must admit.
No, but to be fair though, just splash a bit of sauce on it, right? You're winning every time.
I take that, give it a chance. I think he was on about the one after that. Calzone, kebab and chips, put some sauce on it, and you get your laughing gear down it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Splash a bit of sauce on.
Miss says basically having a Mackey's there. I think he's on about the chicken nuggets, I'm sure. The chicken nuggets look like crackers. The same chicken nuggets and chips you get at McDonald's. Those chicken nuggets look like Greg's sausage rolls.
Or what they could do is they could just go to a shop, get a bag of chicken nuggets and chips and get it for less the price, and there you go and have more.
Would definitely eat that steak pie. That Southampton quiche looks minging. Not for me. You need a sick bucket to go. Would eat that.
Oh, Jesus.
It's the steak and ale pie. I mean,
I don't think I could eat it, but I don't think the price is bad because I say you go to Newcastle and we do still love the odds on food.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Anyway, let's go through the results for the rest of the results that took place over the weekend as well. So, of course, we had the early kickoff in the Premier League where Arsenal won 3-1 against Manchester City. Luca, delighted with that win.
Yeah,
Man United thought they could have tried to go back after missed a penalty, but Granit Xhaka scores an absolute worldie of a goal, and that wins the game for Arsenal. Leicester City 0, Aston Villa 0 in the 3 o'clock kickoffs. No goals.
They've both been very flat, haven't the Leicester and Villa in recent games? Been very flat.
Yeah, I mean,
very poor. Two poor sides to watch at the minute.
They might be on European football now.
It did look like it.
Leicester will not be in Europe next season unless they win that Conference League, which I don't think they will.
Because Leicester did end a 4-game losing run, but
I think Marseille win the final. I'm going to go back me up Marseille all the way.
Yeah, I don't think that was a good game between Leicester and Villa, from what I heard. Of course, we had Manchester City against Watford, 5-1 to Man City.
Are you surprised?
I think we all surprised Watford were going to take a battering down there, but they got one goal. They did got a goal in the game, okay, but yeah.
In my dream team, I have Sergio Aguero when he scored 4 goals as well. It's like, get in.
You do know Watford are not a good side, though.
I know.
More sides could go to Watford and get a result.
Yeah, and of course we had Norwich against Newcastle, which we talked about that, which will ended 3-0 to our side.
Is there another one?
Of course, Brentford 0, Spurs 0. I think that
good point for Brentford.
That's definitely a good point for Brentford. And that's kind of put more pressure.
Oh, not say that. They should have won. They hit the post.
Right
at the very end, they could have won that.
There was also a nice thing, like Christian Eriksen did sign a shirt for like a Spurs fan in a wheelchair and that. He did sign a shirt for him and that.
Oh, he's got allegiance to Spurs, hasn't he? He still remembers the fans.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's also put a bit of pressure on Spurs of trying to qualify for the Champions League.
Problem is, Antonio Conte going to PSG now with Pochettino apparently getting the sack and apparently wants out anyway.
I've just seen it. 2 years.
Yeah, I thought he's good at PSG.
Jesus.
Yeah. Of course, we had the games today. Brighton against Southampton, which finished 2 apiece.
James Ward-Prowse, mind. Wow.
Oh, yes. Scored 2 belt goals, of course. Brighton took the lead 2 minutes in the game through Welbeck. Salisu put it into his own effort, Southampton, which made it 2-0 at Brighton. But, of course, Ward-Prowse scores 2 banging goals and rescues a point for Southampton.
Again, another two sides. They've got nothing to play for, either. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Of course, we had Burnley against Wolves, which finished 1-0 at Burnley. The goal scored through Vidra.
Yeah.
And, of course...
It was actually a good finish as well, you know.
And, of course, that puts almighty pressure on Everton as well, because after that, it was then to the... Oh, hold on, I've just missed one game before that. Chelsea-West Ham, which finished 1-0 to Chelsea. Pulisic scoring just before stoppage time. I mean, Craig Dawson getting a red card, to me, that is incredibly harsh. I don't think that's a red.
I haven't seen that. I'm going to watch it later on.
I think
do you know who Burnley's next game is?
Who?
Watford away on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
They beat Watford. You know, they can now get the job done.
Yeah,
That game's like a 6-pointer for Burnley.
The thing is, right, Burnley, I think they're 2 points clear of Everton at the minute, aren't they? Right, they've got 5 points clear of Everton.
Yeah.
With the win.
And then Everton, I think they play Aston Villa twice, I think, like back to back.
Yeah, they've still got to play Chelsea as well.
Burnley's 2 points ahead, but Everton's got a game in hand.
Yeah,
I'd rather have the points in the games in hand because they're not guaranteed.
No, they're just doomed.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. I mean, of course, Chelsea missing the penalty through Jorginho. I mean, that penalty was feeble as anything.
It was so poor.
And
tell you what, as well, if Leeds don't get a result tomorrow, they're right back in it.
Could well be. I mean,
They're down 33.
Yeah, of course. And then, of course, after that, we had the Merseyside derby. Of course, there was only going to be
fireworks
in that game, and it certainly wasn't going to be Everton. And Liverpool winning 2-0 goals through Robertson and Divock Origi.
With 15% possession, I mean, you're not going to win many games with that, are you?
There was a lot of drama in that game. I mean, you've got.
I thought the referee was harsh. I thought Gunn's one was a penalty.
Didn't read.
No, that's a Stonewall penalty. The referee didn't even check VAR. It's a penalty.
No, VAR did check it.
It's a penalty. I think the VAR today has been shocking. By the way, the one for West Ham for Dawson, that's not a penalty. And by the way, it's not a red card.
No.
Never admit it's soft. And then by the way, and then one for Everton should have went one up. I'm not saying they deserve to win the game. That's not what I'm saying. But if you're looking for consistency, that's a penalty for Everton. He doesn't dive there. It's not even a yellow card for going. It's a penalty. If that's Liverpool, right? If that's Salah going down in the box like that, what do the Liverpool fans do? They're in uproar, aren't they? Of course they are. They're looking for it. That's a penalty. Look at it back. It's a penalty. I thought the referee was. Liverpool deserved to win, but the referee in that game today, he was shocking. At Jamie Carragher, he's embarrassing.
Do you see one of the Everton players on the Liverpool player when he was lying on the ground? He stood in the ankle, but
the thing is, that's a derby. But I felt like the referee today, if it's Stuart Atwell, he lost total control of that game.
And the Liverpool fans were singing to Everton as well.
They needed a stronger referee. He just let so many things go, and the certain decisions really baffled me.
Yeah, why doesn't Everton not give Dele Alli a chance? Dele Alli's career's gone downhill, man. Probably
because I've realised that he's not up for the battle anymore. I'm glad we never went for him.
Dele Alli's a championship player now, isn't he? The guy had so much talent.
Oh no, he'll be going back to Spurs. He'll just be taking the money in. As long as he's on that contract, do you really think he's bothered what happens to Evan? Not really. He's not that player.
You look at Dele Alli on the bench.
Look at Van der Beek. He's not bothered. If Everton go down, is he bothered? It's on a contract.
No,
Man United.
I still think there's a player in Donny Van der Beek.
I do not think he's as good as what he makes himself out to be.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that because he said negative stuff about Newcastle. I don't think he's as good as what people make him out to be.
Wow.
I think when Ten Hag comes in, I think he might bring that fire back in him.
I think Donny van de Beek will be a good signing for Newcastle.
No, absolutely not. I don't think he fits. He's not. Eddie Howe said from minute one when he got the job, he wants players who wants to play for Newcastle and play for the badge and not play for themselves. And if they don't play for the badge and they don't play for the fans, he doesn't care how good they are, they're out the team. Look what happened to St. Maximin at times. Like he was sulking in that because it wasn't going his way. But he said, if you've got to play for yourself, you can see yourself out the team. And he stepped up with him.
Like Joe Linton, for example, as well. Now he's like, my God, what's happened to him?
He's told everyone got a clean slate, but they said you want to play for the club, you play for the club. If you don't, you can see the back door. Get yourself out of it. That's what I like about Eddie Howe. He respects the club, he respects the fans. You know, we've had so much dross for so long. You know, we want players to give 100%, not play for themselves. I get that's what players do because they get a lot of money, but we're on a new journey now, you know what I mean? And I rate the manager highly. I do. But he just needs obviously needs backing.
He should get manager of the year.
Perhaps 100%.
Yeah, he's anyone else
yeah, because no team in Premier League history's survived not winning their first 14 games of the Premier League.
The thing is, the only way he'll not get it, right, is if, because we're finished ninth and they think, quite low down. Like, remember when Pardew got with fifth? That meant something. We were so close to getting Champions League and we got the Europa.
Yeah, it certainly did.
I mean, let's be honest, and you might be, I don't know, Luca, you might disagree with us, but if Arsenal get top four, Arteta could get it, because Arsenal were not favourites to get top four, given the fact you didn't even qualify for Europe last season.
No, we didn't, and possibly this is the thing. If Arteta gets top four, it'll be a good season.
That for me, it's a good season because in many ways he didn't qualify for any European football. So obviously went into a season without playing, European football, and you've been able to focus on each Premier League game, and that's what's got you the results.
Yeah,
it has.
You've obviously had your domestic games as well, but you've done well. But whether you can maintain it, do you know what I mean?
Do you think we will get top four?
100%. I think it's yours to lose. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's yours to lose.
Tottenham away.
Yeah, it is. Who? Sorry.
We've got West Ham away, and then we've got Tottenham away.
Tottenham. West Ham haven't got any centre backs. So I think you got a chance there, big time. Tottenham. I think you beat Tottenham.
You
I do. Yeah, absolutely. The worst case for you is you get a draw. I think you lose.
Well,
but
Spurs are not as good as what people make them out to be.
But that's, for example, if Liverpool won the Premier League and they win the Champions League and you finish fifth, would you get Champions League football anyway?
No.
It's changed because you've got the Conference League now.
Yeah.
That's it,
The only way that another team will go into the Champions League is if West Ham wins the Europa League.
Yeah.
I think they're mainly focused on winning that, because I personally think between West Ham and Rangers actually win the Conference League, the Europa League.
I'm looking forward to the British final.
That'd be quality.
the Battle of Britain. Rangers versus West Ham. That'd be the Battle of Britain. That'd be fun. Who would have ever thought that would ever be a European final? Yeah. The Battle of Britain.
Go back to the Merseyside derby. Was Marnie lucky to be on the pitch still?
Let's be honest. I don't think there was any red cards in that game. I think it's a derby. It's going to be heated. You know what I mean? In many ways, I think the referee got the calls right. I think they were all correct decisions.
Well, you look at it. He's putting his fingers right in Thingy's face, and you think,
it's like his nose. But
the thing is, it's a derby. Those daft things are going to happen. Do you know what I mean? You've got to. That's one way you've got to find the balance in derbies. Because if you send this certain player off, and then all of a sudden, if it happens to another player of the opposite side, they will. Well, where's our red? Where's that red card? What's happening?
My God, Pickford was so winchy.
Don't get us wrong. I'm not saying the referee is perfect because he wasn't. I thought he was a total disaster in many ways.
Yeah, he was. I mean, but I'm up to with me comments.
But then again, Newcastle and referees, I mean, you've seen the ones that we get.
There he goes. Ryan, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Really, really appreciate it. He says, even at all, if we finish in top 10, Eddie definitely deserves best manager of the season.
He has to.
I hope he does, but I'm saying the only way that affects him from getting it is like if he finished 9th and 10th, to the Premier League see that as good. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we've had a great we've had a great end of the season. You know, no one could afford that. But like, if you think that they'll then start looking at clubs that have finished like, I don't know, like top. See, the thing is, right? If West Ham get European football and win the Europa League and they get Champions League, would David Moyes not get it?
He could do it. That's
Moyes
another
in for
thing.
a shout there, man. Because if we wins that Europa League, they then automatically qualify for the Champions League. And imagine if West Ham can hold on to the top 7, someone in 8th could potentially get the Europa Conference. Who's 8th at the minute? Wolves.
Yeah.
Wolves. Yeah.
But actually, I say that 9th place could still get it as well, and we're 9th, but we're probably not going to finish 9th.
Ninth place. What's 9th place Conference League?
It's 7th, but then you think no, it's up to the top 7. But
so can Newcastle still get Conference League?
Yes.
In many ways, yes, because I think it works out. If West Ham finish 7th, that's a conference spot. But if they win the Europa League, they'll then go into the Champions League, so their spot will get passed on to as an 8th. So 8th will automatically qualify, and then we could potentially qualify. It depends how the conference works out. If not, I'm not going to be bothered.
Hang on. Did Leicester get knocked out of the conference? No, they didn't.
And if Leicester win that, then it also then gets passed down. So potentially 9 English clubs could be in it.
Yeah, it could
in Europe.
Yeah, what was I saying? Agree, Charlie. Default penalty for Everton. I thought Chelsea penalty was soft, and he thinks it looked like first contact was outside the box.
It was never a red card in a million years. And by the way, I don't even think it was a penalty. But for the Everton one, Stonewall, Gordon goes down. He doesn't dive. He's clearly taken out. And as said, if that's Liverpool, if that's Salah or anyone like that who goes down like that, they're paying for blood. They want a penalty, of course. Do you know what I mean? Look back at it. It's a penalty. I'm not just saying. I know people will say, "Oh well, no, it's not because you want Everton." Would Everton have won the game? No, not really. The worst result they would have got was a draw, potentially. I don't think they win at Anfield, but would have given them a good start. And I didn't think for them not having a lot of the ball, they didn't play bad. There's two goals cost them in the end. They switched off.
Yeah.
Everton were bad.
No, Taggy says Paqueta's the perfect signer for us. I would love him.
Yeah, he would be.
Absolutely.
I'll definitely 100% take him.
Big Bruno's is trying to persuade the owners to go and get him.
Money talks.
Yeah.
I was there with the super chat from Ryan. VAR was terrible all weekend. He says Bruno Fernandes got away with an ankle breaker. Is that true?
I heard about
that. Could that have happened there, Luca? Did he get away with one there?
I think the VAR situation is that the one with the Bruno Fernandes penalty.
It could be, or he apparently got away with an ankle breaker tackle, from what I've heard.
Yes, there was an ankle breaker in that game. I do think there was a little bit of contact on the VAR situation, but I do think that should have gone to VAR because you look at that game, right, and there was a lot of decisions where Arsenal we did get away with, like technically the second goal, as I mentioned it earlier about Nketiah's goal and Saka's penalty. Even when Bruno Fernandes missed that penalty for Man United, United could have had another penalty in my opinion.
They could have, yeah.
There's no consistency with VAR whatsoever. One weekend it's good, and then other weekend it's just terrible. Like today, I've seen 2 incidents where one's a penalty and the other one was given a penalty, which wasn't a penalty. It's
Taggy says
what they need to do, and I'll say it again. In the summer, they all need to, from the Premier League, they all need to bang their heads together and have a big meeting about it and discuss what they're going to do with VAR because it has been a problem since it's been out.
Or why not go to Spain and learn how VAR works in Spain? Because the Spanish and the French VAR is really much more better than the Premier League at the minute.
Absolutely. Taggy says Richarlison could have been booked 5 times for his pathetic, embarrassing antics today.
Oh, he's very good at diving. He loves a good dive.
Yeah, Pickford should have been booked as well.
You could literally just blow on him and he's gone down, and all of a sudden the referee's pulling out a yellow card. You think, what? Why? But it's the same with Zaha as well. It's a jail. How many times has he gone down?
I mean, go back to Zaha. I mean, what he did against us. I mean, my God, that was just pathetic.
Well, they say he's one of the most fouled in the league, right? And you can see why. But then again, half them they're not even fouls. He's just going down.
He gets touched on the shoulder. He goes down. And he's like he's being shot.
Yeah.
I mean,
To be fair, St. Maxim does go down quite a bit as well.
he has
Fair
been
enough.
doing that, so Maxi's not being.
He's not perfect.
I got who when the Newcastle game at St James. Who was keep doing this? One of the players for Palace was keep doing this every time, and it was about the 80th minute.
Well, it doesn't matter. You got to play it at the time. We'll play it at the time. 1-0. Probably should have won by more, to be fair, but there we go.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I kind of stand Wilfred Zaha as a person.
I think he's a good player. If he just stops his diving, I think he's good player.
He could be, because he can't be. He can't be a very decent footballer, but he's just
it's his diving. It's his sportsmanship.
Yeah. It's like when back on the topic for Charleston, when I watched the game against Everton on Prime, I almost smashed my phone with the fact that he basically dived constantly, and I'm like, go away, you big girls, blouse, man, just get up and be a man.
Zaha.
Oh, it's just be sporting. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. If you know you're going to go down, and go down with the contact. But if there's nothing there, don't go down.
Yeah. Mason said it was Mateta who was doing that. Lewis.
Yeah, I thought it was, but I was not 100%. Cheers, Mason.
Mateta, to be fair, I do rate Mateta, but he didn't have one of his better games. But then again, Palace weren't great. They weren't great on the night, if I'm honest.
No, they would. We will see.
That game had that game had an end of season feel about it. The Palace one. Two sides couldn't be bothered.
Tay says we will see if VAR helps Liverpool next Saturday.
Yeah, it will be.
I don't think you'll beat Liverpool, man.
Get to the 90th minute, all of a sudden somebody goes down for Liverpool as a penalty. I'm like, yeah, I'm surprised.
I'm just going to guess who's the referee's going to probably be. Bloody.
Don't rule out in the game. At the end of the day, we play a lot better against the better sides.
We do a lot of
that.
But I got a feeling Mike Dean's going to be the referee.
Oh, don't jinx it, Lewis.
Probably will be.
It's probably got bloody written.
Anything that involves Newcastle and Liverpool always seems to be Mike Dean.
I know he was the referee when we lost.
By the way, that should not be allowed. I don't care that he's supposed to try me a Rovers. It should not be allowed.
Because his two sons are season ticket holders for Liverpool.
Doesn't matter. It shouldn't be allowed. You're telling me they couldn't get a referee from South?
For example, when we got in the FA Cup, we're going to have a referee from Yorkshire.
By the way, I would even have got a League Two referee if it meant we got someone from a different part of the country.
Why you coming out get a Scottish referee come down?
I mean, we've had a referee from Australia in the Premier League.
I do actually like Gillett.
He's actually a good referee.
He's actually he's the better referees in the Premier League.
Ryan says ASM is as bad as anyone for being a diver. I can't stand his attitude.
I've said this before with St. Maximin.
Yeah, I mean, he's been fine the past couple of games. I thought he had a good performance yesterday. I've got to admit. I mean,
you better start doing them on a consistent basis if he wants to win the Ballon d'Or for Newcastle.
There you are. I mean, that's
give the Ballon d'Or to Joe Linton.
I was going to say what a waste of paper. St. Maximin wants to win the Ballon d'Or with Newcastle. I mean, let's be honest. We haven't gotten the Champions League or anything yet.
I know. I'll be quite happy if we see obviously we're guaranteed hopefully see in the Premier League and next season just have a cup run and try and get in the top 10 and have a cup run.
Should be going on a cup run though. Like how diabolical we're in the Carabao Cup. We're barely started against Burnley. A scrappy 0-0 draw. Went all the way to Peds. That was diabolical. We got knocked out. Steve Bruce all well removed. Come on. I mean, that'll be 90 minutes I'll never get back. That was on a nighttime game. I could have went to bed.
Oh, yeah.
I realised how that game was going to pan out.
Yeah.
Actually, when we drew Burnley in the Carabao Cup, I should have known. I should have known that this game was going to be drab. I should have known.
And with the cup game when we got beat against Burnley, went to the penalties, and I couldn't even bloody see because where my seat is there's a walkway.
You said you couldn't see that there was nothing to see the whole game.
But because I should have said the can't do anything. We said, hang on a minute, it's a fire. It's pretty much a fire escape route.
We made Wayne Hennessy look like prime Van der Sar, literally. That's how bad we were on that night. Come on, man. Wayne Hennessy. There we go.
I mean, yeah.
By the way, he's number 2 for Burnley. We made him look like prime Van der Sar.
We just because we're crap at cup games at the minute.
Well, no. It was Bruce's negative approach.
Yep.
He couldn't get up against Burnley on a was it a Tuesday, Wednesday night, St James's Park?
I think it was a Tuesday night.
Well, exactly.
That's no problem if you've got to go in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I've got to go in 5 minutes because I've got to go and jump on another channel 10:15.
No problem. That's no problem at all.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Got just around about 20 minutes left of the show. If you're enjoying it, please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe if you are new as well. Yeah. We've had one super chat in. If you would like to donate again to the channel, please hit the $sign. You can donate as well. And if you want to consider becoming a member of the channel, you can hit the join button as well and become a member of the channel as well. Well, what was I going to say? Bruno. I mean, how amazing has he been?
Oh, I love him. I absolutely love him. He's already grown on us.
I mean, you go back to his goal. I mean, you would think he would just put his foot on that and possibly just just bury that. But the way he just digs that over, and the way he digs that over Tim Krul.
But you got to remember as well that experience of like top flight football in France, because he would have been doing that against like PSG and like Marseille and that. Do you know what I mean? In European football, like Europa League, Champions League. So I said he's intelligent, and that's what we've signed. A player who's intelligent. If you see his ball to Miggy for the goal against Palace, do you know what I mean? Fair enough, Miggy still had a lot to do, but it was still, you picked him out. It's the little things that were missing in our game throughout the season. And he's come in and he's basically been a breath of fresh air.
I can see him starting keeping his place against Liverpool.
He'll play every game. If he wants to play, he'll play. He's that type of player. But the thing is, we are going to get more Bruno type quality players. If you like Paqueta, he'll be a good signing.
I'm just trying to think who. Like I would try and if we get another Brazilian, as we've been saying, I wouldn't have Bruno, Joe Linton, and Luke, whatever his name is, Lucas
Paqueta.
Yeah. Or talk to Neymar.
He's been linked with us as well. He's a very good player.
Bruno was as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, says it wasn't fault Bruce. It wasn't Bruce's fault. Look how well he's running West Brom.
Well, according to Steve Bruce, it's never his fault.
Well,
every game, it's never his fault. Oh well, the players this, the players that. He never blames himself. Even at Newcastle, like sometimes as a manager, you've made mistakes. You've got to come out in the media and own up to it. He didn't.
No problem.
Constantly, you're this, you're that.
Yeah, no problem. That's no problem. Look, if you've got to go now, thank you very much for
take care, Luca, man.
Just let you know, Lucas, I have subscribed to your channel again for some reason.
Yeah, you remember me. I've had you on my channel before. You remember?
Yeah, a long time. It was like before. I think it was with lockdown and that.
Yes. Do you remember that?
Come on, you make this feel old, man.
I try and come in onto your channel again one time again.
Yeah, you have to. You know where my channel is. Subscribe to my channel. Thanks for having me on. We're on the road to 1,700. So thanks for having me on, man.
No problem. Thank you very much for coming on.
See you later.
See you, Luca. Please do subscribe to Luca's channel. This is Luca's Life.
Take care, Luca, mate. Watch what you're doing.
See ya. Yeah, man. So that was Luca. And
then there was 4.
Just the 4 of us.
The fantastic 4.
That is only dislike of Arsenal.
I mean, Adam, do you think we could possibly try and finish in the top 10 of the rest of the season?
Possible.
I think we can. I mean, obviously, I think apart from the Manchester City and Liverpool games, if we manage to get a point from them games, I'll be all right. But with the games against Arsenal and Burnley, I think we'll beat them.
Well, could well do.
Last home game against Arsenal. Let's just keep the home record. Be unbeaten in 2020.
If you look at what's to come as well, though, I think it's a tough ask to remain in the top 10, just because I think Leicester have got games in hand. I know fair enough I'd rather the points in the games in hand, but Leicester, they will win games, and it's obviously Wolves will keep it up to the for top 9. So I think Leicester will probably get 10th if I'm honest. I think we'll definitely. I'm going to say 11 for 12, and to be honest, I'll take that.
Yeah,
I think we'll be comfortable, but I think it'll be well 11 for 12.
Yeah, I mean, after the horrible first half of the season,
yeah, exactly.
Anywhere above below 15th, I'll be happy with it. I think we'll definitely finish like around 11, 12, and I'll take it. I mean, if we can get points against say like Arsenal and Man City, Liverpool, then I think we've got a great chance. But obviously, theyese top sides they're playing for something on there. Do you know what I mean? It depends where the mindset is. Like with obviously with the players, but we know that Eddie will not let them switch off. No. But obviously, we've got to be realistic at the same time. If we're playing like obviously Man City challenging for the title, Liverpool challenging, Arsenal top 4. Obviously, Burnley need to stay up. So I'm going to say 11 for 12. I'll take it. If we get 10th, great. I think we're great. Like, I mean, if we end up finishing like 8th, which is not going to happen, I'll just go right. I'll just be happy about it. I'll just be exceeding
expectations. Imagine that though, we're so close from a conference league. Like, how about Bruce? Look what you've done.
Oh yes.
What a real chance of qualifying for Europe.
Like for example, imagine we do finish 8th, and maximally we do qualify for the Conference League. Imagine if we didn't have Steve Bruce at the start of the season. We had Eddie Howe. Where the hell would we have finished?
We would have finished relegated.
We'll be down now. Like we're just been seeing the season out. You know, when you've got like 7 or 8 games to play, but you've got no chance catching anyone.
No, I'm saying if we did have, I meant if we did have Eddie Howe at the start of the season, where the hell would we have finished?
Well, you couldn't guarantee where anyone finishes, to be honest.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, if we kept Steve Bruce, I think we would have been down round about now.
Well, no, we would be down.
I think by Christmas.
We'd have about 18, 19 points, and look where that is now. That's pretty much you down.
Probably less than that.
Probably.
I think we might have got a couple of wins, but it would have been much more than what he left, because obviously we didn't get a win. I think when Eddie came in, about 5, 6, 7 points, something like that. Wasn't that many?
No, we didn't have many.
We were actually rock bottom at Christmas.
Actually, I thought we had 9 or something, 19 or something like that.
What, don't you think it was that? We had barely anything. We didn't even have a win to win him. I think I'm not wrong. I think he left. Oh, that's right. We had 7 because I remember that. That's right. Because we played 14 games. We drew 7 and lost 7. That's right. We had 7. Still shit.
I think we won 1 or 2 games or whatnot during the first half, I think. Or maybe 1. I could be wrong.
He won 1 before Christmas, more bottom. We'll beat Burnley. Steve Bruce didn't win it.
Oh, yeah.
He had 14 games. We drew 7 and lost 7. We had 7 points. And I think when he came in the door, I think we were like 18th or 19th in the league. Obviously, we were bottom by Christmas because we'd only beat Burnley, but that's because a lot of sides had a good start. We didn't. We had such a poor start. But then we were, what were we saying? We were desperate for the January just to make changes. Then it's helped. So everything can be a good thing or a bad thing, but this season has been, that January window has been a blessing.
Yeah,
we've
recruited so well and we've looked stronger.
We certainly have.
Wait for the summer coming.
I honestly think if we finish in the top 10 from where we were, that's one of the best changes of form I have seen in statistics wise, and one of the best comebacks in Premier League history. Yeah, because we're the only club that's so far not won a Premier League in 14 games.
No,
I'll give a bit of credit. I'll give a bit of credit to Rafa where it's due. We came up with the Premier League and we finished 10th.
Yeah.
Well, why? I think we played Chelsea last game. We weren't favourites to win. We beat them 3-0. We could either have finished lowest as 15th or highest 10th, and because we beat Chelsea 3-0 and ended up finishing 10th. But the lowest we could have finished was 15th on the final day.
Could well have done. So
Rafa, the first he does that just goes to prove, right, how bad Mike Ashley was as an owner. Like, you know, Rafa Benitez, man, like the same side that was playing like Barnsley and Ipswich and all that the season before, and then all of a sudden we're in the top 10 of the Premier League. And then he brings Rondon in. By the way, he knows like, these players like that. Rondon was signed for Everton. He's like shit. He can barely do anything. But then at Newcastle, like there's knee pressure and bang, he could barely do anything at West Brom.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like we turned average players into good players, and then all of a sudden they got into other clubs and they're just crap again.
Yes. They certainly
I mean,
are.
could you imagine Emil Kraft at Everton?
Oh,
They'll be playing him up front.
Huh?
Anything for an experiment. No, I think Lampard's under a lot of pressure there. Like, I think he is personally. But
well, yeah. If Everton don't start winning again, I think
winning.
They're
How many wins you got this season? 8.
If Everton go down, I'll be having a party.
No, I won't have a party. But I'll just take any club. You don't want to see anyone go down. I mean, because it could have financial impact.
There's obviously there's a rival between Newcastle and Sunderland. There's only one player I want to get relegated. And we all guess who that is.
The thing is, if Everton go down, obviously with that financial situation, like, they're going to massively have to cut in the Championship, because they say that the difference between your Premier League money and your Championship one is huge.
Yeah, because plus you get that parachute. You still get that parachute payment.
It's 2 years, but it's not very good though. You have to in the Championship. You pretty much have to go on Sky most weeks. They've won.
Would you rather lose to Burnley and get Everton relegated, or win our last 4?
I think Everton will get relegated way before that, in my opinion.
We've got nothing to play for, apart from top 10.
I don't think we'll win 4 games out of the last one. We might lucky to win 2
to be fair, the thing is, right, it might be a game where Burnley stay up last game of the season and they've got nothing to play for, and we've got nothing to play for, and Everton have already gone down. But even so, Burnley are a good side at home. They've proven, right, in the last 2 games that they can win, they can scrap, they can fight.
Yeah.
Even when Sean Dyche's not there, they can fight. The thing is, Burnley, right, they're showing fight.
Yeah, they are. I mean, Taggy says if Everton go down, he doesn't think they'll come back up.
Nah, me either. I think they'll have a couple of seasons
in
the Championship.
Probably do a Sunderland or something.
Plus, they've spent a lot of money on going on to a new stadium as well.
Well, I honestly, I do fear for them financially, because I said that they broke financial fair play. By the way, they should have been deducted points for that as well. Because if I'd been Newcastle or anyone else, what happens? We get deducted.
Yep. So glad Everton are in the bottom 3, and I do want to see them go down. I think I'm lob.
By the way, it's a fact, because look what happens in the AFL. Like Derby, look, they've tried to buy the way to success. The owner's obviously he's went in administration. The whole club's gone pretty nigh on bust. The way it's looking for them.
I don't think there'll be a club next season.
No, I think there will be, but they're looking for an ownership in the summer.
Taggy says tough league championship with teams who know what it takes to bounce back. Championship get more competitive now.
Let's be honest though, I think if Everton go down, losing those players, right, it could actually be a blessing in disguise, because they might have to start again.
Yeah,
those players again, those players are playing for themselves. Those players would not be welcome at Newcastle and anyhow. Each shape them if they're not good enough.
Especially Jordan Pickford.
The thing is, Eddie said I've said before, like, they've got to want to play for the club. You know, at the end of the day, when Eddie came in, we win a serious relegation battle. I say serious, like it was that bad. We were so bad. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's obviously got them in the dressing room when he's first got the job and goes, right, you're playing under me now. Like, this, my rules. If I want you to play, I want you to train hard, work together as a team. This is the formation we're using, and I want to see you like literally be stronger. Like, you know what I mean? Don't shirk tackles. Like, tackle players. I want to see what you can do off the ball. Do you know what I mean? We're doing. Look what the players. We could barely make a tackle under Steve Bruce. The players wouldn't last 5 minutes. Now they could probably run for 290 minutes.
Yep. Right says we definitely want to see T-Rex subs with a relegation medal. He's had it before.
Have you noticed that the players look stronger under Eddie Howe?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, they do.
That literally, he would have said, "I want you to be stronger. Like, you are a good side on paper. I don't want you shirking tackles."
Because the fitness levels under Bruce were terrible.
Ball watching, that needs to stop as well. We're not ball watching as much anymore. Like, we're actually focused.
And we're not dropping like flies in terms of injury.
Exactly.
Because last season, we must have had one of the biggest injury lists of all time.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not just that, though. It's the way he manages the team. He manages the situation. There's competition now. Everyone wants to have a piece of the action. That's good.
Eddie Howe gets them in for training every day now, pretty much.
I know that's what I like, though. The fans are buzzing that there's competition. Do you know what I mean? Everyone wants to play. That's how it should have been for the start of the season.
Like,
do you know what I mean?
When Steve Bruce was in charge of when he was managing, like, we couldn't help with one injury when Dubravka got injured from when he was playing international.
You couldn't help go to the media and say he'd done a great job at Newcastle. Like, yeah, fair enough, we finished mid-table. But let's be honest with you, though. Right, with those players, we could probably have finished higher. The league hasn't been that great in the last couple of seasons.
No, it hasn't. Has it?
But by the way, you got away with it last season because we weren't there.
Yeah. What position will be classed as a good season next season? I will be happy with just not fighting in a relegation battle.
Yeah.
I think we should be aiming higher. I think we're definitely. Do you know what? I'd take it about 8th, 9th.
Transfer the conference.
No. Well, you could try, but you got to think of the clubs who are already steps ahead of us. I said this 2 weeks ago. Got your Wolves, Leicester.
Depends who we're bringing in the summer.
Yeah, it's going to depend on a lot of things, but we'll have to make sure that we remain solid at home because that winning your home games is crucial. Obviously, Eddie Howe said he wants to improve the away performances, and he says, when he came in, the club was one of the worst. But the thing is that we're making strides. Do you know what I mean? That's what we've got to find the balance. We've got to be consistent.
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan Sweeney says it's funny. West Brom are now exactly like we were, completely useless. Exactly.
It's useless, right? If they keep them any longer, they could. Do you know how we say they could be mid-table? They could be like 17th, 18th, where they're looking over their shoulders.
That's
useless. Like you're not going to go down, but you're like really bottom end of the championship. You know what I mean? That's useless.
And I'm pretty sure when Steve Bruce was still manager Sheffield Wednesday, I think they were right down bottom half of the table as well, weren't they?
He was. To be fair, when we actually nearly got him into the playoffs, I mean, they just were short. Just short. I think he had a few games left of the season that just come up short. But then obviously that summer, you obviously got linked with Newcastle. He ditched them. I mean, after that owner as well, given the time away after, I think someone passed away. I don't know who it was, but anyway, he gave him garden leave. Or before he got the job, he gave him the time away. He then took over, got some games, came close to the playoffs, but then obviously ditched them in the summer for Newcastle. I mean, I can understand why he did so, but let's be honest. As much as he said he loved Newcastle, that's what he says. I know he's a Mackham. But he's a Man United fan. But
he's a Mackham and he's a Geordie.
I don't think he should ever have taken. He should never have taken it. I know it's a dream for anyone, but he should never have taken the job.
Well, exactly, because he came out and said after we relieved him of his duties, this could be my last job.
He's a liar.
Nah.
Look at Roy Hodgson. Look at Sam Allardyce. I know Sam Allardyce hasn't managed since, but it's not saying next season that he won't come back. Right. By the way, right. I'll tell you what was the biggest waste of time in terms of an appointment. Watford bringing in Roy Hodgson.
That was a panic appointment.
Yeah. What? Like literally, right? You must have literally barely anything to do. It's like pocket money. Like he's that old, he's got money anyway. It's just pocket money between now and the rest of the season. Like,
yeah,
mate, you don't need it. Just go and enjoy the rest of your life. You know what I mean? No. Yeah. He's just. I don't know who. By the way, I don't know who gets that Watford job next season because they've got a job on their hands.
God knows. I don't know really.
He's only there at the end of the season.
Tiggy says, like Origi at Liverpool, I think Callum Wilson could be our Origi just because of his injuries. Give him 20 minutes every game when we have new strikers, etc. I think Callum Wilson's time could be limited.
The same. Like the more I think of it,
so I think we could be in for a good striker in the summer.
But that's
I like Callum Wilson. I like what he brings to the table. But if he's injury prone, we can't afford that. We
can't.
Need many strike. We haven't got many good options.
That's the problem. Like it's quite funny. We give Joe Linton number 9 shirt. He was injury prone. We give Callum Wilson a 9 shirt. He's injury. Like
he gets some unfair stick. But if we don't put any service into him, then what's he supposed to do?
Yeah,
his style of play doesn't suit us, but there we go.
I couldn't see Thingy's Ryan's comment in the StreamYard. I can see it on YouTube. He said, Steve Bruce is the worst manager I seen. He's an absolute prick also. That's why I said he's the worst manager. I knew you said you're still sticking with Steve McLaren, which is fair enough because he did get relegated.
If you're going on if you're going on history, right, obviously Steve McLaren had all the backing in the world, and he obviously, ultimately cost with our Premier League status. We got relegated with 10 games to go, but you can't invest in the manager that much and go down. Whereas, yes, okay, fair enough. Steve Bruce always gripes on the radio that he done a good job. Yes, okay, we finished mid-table, fair enough. But the thing is, with the investment he was given, with the players that we've got, we should be doing a lot better than that. Do you know what I mean? And just the results were terrible. I mean, I don't get us wrong. He wasn't like the worst. He's definitely down there. But if I'm saying historically for Newcastle, it's got to be Steve McLaren. Like, in my time, anyway, has to be.
I've gone with Steve Bruce because, of course, his style of football was terrible.
I'm just looking more on the historical side. If you look at like at the end of the day, I think any club would rather take drab football and stay up than play like half decent football and go down and see a season out not in the Premier League. Steve McLaren was just a disaster.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I just did like Steve Bruce's disrespectness because it's not one time.
Peter, you love Steve Bruce. You absolutely loved his press conferences. The 40 points.
I just wanted to slap the bloke every time.
Peter, I am doing a fantastic job. How dare the fans have their say? How absolute dare they say that I can't do this, I can't do that. How's it bacon? Did you say all that bollocks?
Yeah, well, thank God he could. That's now past history. Now, good ones. Man, do you think Sean Dyche could get the Watford job if they were to get rid of Roy Hodgson?
Nah, he's not going to go after what they did the first time. I don't think he'll go back to Watford ever again. It's the same ownership as well. Is it? But anyway, with their history, do you think Sean Dyche is going to want another sacking on his CV? He's already had 2.
And Talkshite back in the day said Newcastle said you go for Roy Hodgson. Canberra didn't. Bruce thought no one would be daft enough to employ him, as West Brom now starting to know exactly. He's getting found out massively. He should just, if he gets the sack from West Brom very, very soon, he should just now call it.
He has one for you. Steve Bruce gets a sack in West Brom, think they're getting a good manager. Breaking news, Roy Hodgson's come back. Let's see themselves in League One there the season after next.
I mean, he kept West Brom the first time he got appointed Roy Hodgson, did he? Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. Anyway, lads, my battery's running out, so I'm going to wish you all a good night.
I'm going to pretty much end of this show when I've just ran through these comments. Get rid of Wilson. Get rid of Wilson. Without the takeover, we'd be relegated. Absolutely. Sean Dyche could be at Everton in the Championship. I don't know. McLaren definitely better than Bruce. Ooh, right, says McLaren was definitely better than Bruce. Bruce was not given. Bruce not our highest.
But the thing is, McLaren relegated us though.
Well, yeah.
Bruce didn't relegate us, but in the end, we got comfortable.
True, I know it didn't work out, but I think McLaren tried to change things in some games. Steve Bruce, he would win a game and just stick with the same 11.
But the thing is, though, Steve McLaren still had a half decent side. You don't go down with that side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a
not
good
with
point.
that. You know what I mean? You got to think, right? Steve Bruce, he was shit, and he always will be, but he did keep winning the Premier League. You got to look at it that way.
Yeah, Louis says, just seen a ridiculous tweet from an Everton fan saying that he blazed the Premier League for passing the UFC takeover. It's just jealousy, man.
I'm not saying Steve Bruce was good.
Tiger thinks John Carver was worse. I mean, that mid.
But the thing is, we didn't go down with John Carver, though. We stayed up.
Yeah,
somehow.
And Carver was like appointed second half of the season.
I'm going to hang out. I'm going to listen to Night Owls because it's the last ever show again on the radio.
All right. No problem, guys. Well, that's it. I've now come to the end of the show anyway, so I'll see you all later.
Yeah, cheers, Peter. What's it doing, mate?
Cheers. See you later. See you later. Bye.
See you, man. Good to see you, man. Well, guys, that is it again for tonight. It's been a great show. I will be back tomorrow, just myself with the 1500 Q&A video. So come and join me at 8 o'clock for that and get your questions within the live chat for me to answer for tomorrow as well. So keep an eye out for that coming tomorrow. So again, it's been another really, really good blast of a show. It really, really has. So there you are. Thank you again for watching, tuning in. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. And of course, thank you very much for the super chats who have donated tonight as well. And again, if you would like to become a member of the channel, please do hit the join button as well. Again, thank you so much, guys. Good night, everyone, and hope you all take care and catch you all tomorrow for the 1500 Q&A video.